Welcome to Armchair Expert. I'm Dax Shepard, and I'm joined by Monica Padman. Today we have a very, very fun pairing from Nobody Wants This, Kristen Bell and Justine Lupe. Justine Lupe is an actor. Kristen Bell is an actor. Justine was in Succession, Mr. Mercedes, Luckiest Girl Alive, and they are both on Nobody Wants This. Coming out October 23rd on Netflix. Guys, I've watched season 2 and it's spectacular. If you loved it the first time, you're going to be so delighted this time. Please enjoy Kristen Bell and Justine Lupe. Stick around to watch an exclusive clip from Nobody Wants This on the Fact Check.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
Hi, how are you guys?
I was hoping you'd be wearing
Anna, you don't have to
something
leave.
like
We were
these
just
pants.
kidding.
Some similar pants to set. And I was like, this is cool.
I did.
It's really good, and nobody's doing it.
Oh my
It's a
God.
singularly Dax
Do you
situation.
think-
There's a reason nobody's doing it?
No,
Do you
I
think
don't.
there's
I
a
actually
reason,
think it's really
or-
good. It's very up my alley. I like it.
I did hear a story, though. Are we started, Rob?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I did hear a story through the grapevine
Okay.
that on Sunday Emmys, you were debating whether to wear your Vans with your nice suit,
Yeah.
which is a move you do a lot,
Uh-huh.
and you decided to wear the nice real shoes.
Yes.
And I thought that was really nice and a big step.
Mature.
You put your identity aside for the sake of the outfit.
But let me ask
And
you
your
something.
wife.
Gals, should one set their identity aside for their clothes?
For their wife's moment, yeah.
It depends. There was a lot at play.
Okay.
Because
It was a debate.
he tried on each shoe. I saw both sides. I really did, because I like the fact that you make it your own. And like, you've had phases, because when we first met, you
Be
were
careful.
wait,
No, now we have
you
to
were
hear all of
only
this.
cowboy shirts, remember?
I had a lot of cowboy shirts.
You were the ones
yeah,
with like
yeah.
the pearl buttons.
Uh-huh.
And then once the
like
cowboy
it.
shirts got a
Whoa.
little ratty, you started cutting them off. So then you were sleeveless
wow.
cowboy
Sleeveless
shirts.
cowboy shirts, yeah.
And so
We lost Justine.
I was like, I'm in. Okay.
I'm out.
I'm trying to imagine it.
It's a
Like a
button down,
sleeveless-
and it has like two pockets like this, but it has the flap over.
Okay.
Very Yellowstone, right?
Okay.
Very. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning.
Sure.
Jack White.
Sure.
I mean, we can say Yellowstone or we can say Jack White. It's going to make a
Uh-huh.
big difference to the listener.
It was cool, but
Okay.
what I loved about it is that it was very you, and that you don't really sacrifice. And then he does Vans a lot, or tennis shoes, like when he goes on a talk show, and I do appreciate that. When he was wearing this suit, I will admit they both looked cute.
Great.
The level of the Emmys being what they were, that it wasn't just like a fancy party we were going to.
Wasn't a backyard picnic.
And particularly the fact that Mr. Armani just passed away.
Yes. Rest
And
in
were you?
peace.
Oh, you were wearing Armani.
Armani.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
felt
Only because my bride was wearing Armani.
Totally.
And then I got sucked in the casting net, thank God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sucked in. He got brought in.
Right.
and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
in a
yeah.
beautiful
Fostered.
tailored tub.
Yeah. Fostered.
Yes.
So
Huge
out of
gift.
respect for
Really.
the person that
yeah.
designed the suit, I thought it was kind of cool.
I just feel like that was I think that was sort of a big thing. I was like, this is a person who, it could get testy if you were like, could you please wear the nice shoes? Because you might feel like,
I think I'm being honest here. So I had both options. I walked into her room and all the ladies were there.
Yeah.
And I said, what's the vote? I was very open to whichever way it went. And it was leaning towards Vans for a while. And
Okay.
I think I have a good conscience. I wasn't trying to sway the jury at
you
all.
were not.
yeah.
Wow. So it was a kind of
It was
close.
up in
It was
the
a
air.
close call.
It was.
But
was
I
a
just
really close
appreciate the flexibility. I want to give credit where credit's due.
Thank
you know
you.
what you'll appreciate more than anything? When the call was made among the girls, it's actually because it's Armani. We got to do the. He goes, okay.
Yeah,
There
that's,
was no
I'm
pushback.
impressed.
Nicole, the fun part is Nicole, the stylist, who
Yes.
knows the most in the room about what should be worn and not. There's just all this debate and chatter, and she's just sitting there dead quiet. And I'm like, you're biting your tongue so well. You must have a really strong opinion. And she's like, no, come into the light. And she looked at it and she's like, the black ones make you look longer. I want you to be longer.
okay, so that was the
But I don't-
vanity.
That's not even a selling point for me. I've already been
You're
too
like, I'm
long.
already
Have you been?
so
Were you
tall.
too long as a kid?
At what age were you this height?
I think in high school. Yeah.
How tall are you?
Yeah,
I'm
what's the-
5'9".
Wow.
Yeah, that's a hefty height.
It's a hefty height.
Yeah.
I only don't like it when I'm like, okay, it has been in moments too long. Like when
Yeah.
I dated a guy who was 5'4", 5'5",
Short
and then you
king.
Short
just
king.
yeah, and I mean like he was pulling it off. He was a short king, but
Yeah.
I did feel
Yeah.
that I like didn't want to walk together.
I understand.
Yeah.
I
You know?
understand.
There's a whole bit
It
on
did
the
make
show
me feel
this
big.
year.
It just I felt so big.
Did
Yeah.
you lean over when you hugged, or did he go tiptoes? Or I'm not saying that to insult the short
No,
king,
it would've been so
because
good
I
if
have
he
to
did
obviously
tiptoes.
lean over quite a great deal to hug Kristen, and I just
Yeah,
wonder,
yeah,
were
yeah.
you in that situation? Do you have
I'm
scoliosis?
sure. I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure I did. I don't remember. It's kind of like a blackout moment in my history,
Okay.
my dating history. But I do know that he was just so confident. I mean, that's part of why we dated. Is he just
Yeah.
had it going on. But it did make me. It was less about him and more about me just feeling like a monster, so tall.
Like if
Yeah.
someone saw a photo and they just naturally assumed he was 5'9", they go, "Well, shit, that gal
She's
then
like
is
7
6'3".
feet tall.
Yeah.
Wait, can I ask you though? When you said, "Yeah, I'll wear these shoes,"
Yeah.
did you feel great afterwards? Like, didn't it feel kind of good to be like,
to cooperate.
yeah?
Too cool.
I
So
know. how have you-
cooperating, it
It's-
means it means you meet in the middle.
It should feel great. I
Uh-huh.
recognize that as a virtue.
Right.
But I do think
It felt like a
my
loss.
annoying
don't
identity
love
is
doing
that
it.
I do what's right or wrong, period.
Totally.
Well, hence why this was a big step
Yeah.
forward
Yeah.
for mankind.
It really was.
yeah. I'm stubborn too. And I had a moment the other day where my husband was like, we were talking, I can just say what the situation was, but an ex asked me to coffee.
Yeah.
And I was like, great, I would love to catch up with that person.
Yeah.
But I was like, I should touch base and
Yeah.
see like how he feels about it. And he's like, it's recent enough that I feel like maybe, is it okay if we don't do that?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And
Boundaries.
I wanted to be like, and instead I was like, it's not worth putting him in a weird moment of not feeling good. Like I care so much more about my husband than I care about hanging out with this person for 20 minutes or whatever,
Yeah.
or an hour or
or
two.
being technically
and
right.
I gotta say, it felt good to be like,
I
Yep.
honor your
I get it.
wishes.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I would not
nice.
describe you as stubborn. That's so interesting. You think you're stubborn?
I think that it's less like that. I don't think in the interactions it feels like stubbornness, but I do feel like I always try and like prove, like I'm like, well, but here's the reason why.
Because you want to go, you can trust me, you have nothing to worry about. I have no desire
totally.
to.
Yes, like I could have gone through that whole thing. Like there's none of that there. This
Yeah.
is like, but I was just like, and that's kind of, it isn't stubborn necessarily, but it is like stating a case past the just like presentation of the options.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, we don't even need to do that. And it felt good.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you got that
I
feeling.
love that. Do you have a justice hang up?
I do.
Me too.
Mm.
I do. My name means justice.
Yes.
Justine means justice.
Yeah.
Tell me more
And
about
it's
that.
like in me.
I love that.
It derives from
Yes,
justice.
yeah.
Ah.
And it's so in me. Like it's really strong. Like if someone is mean to someone, if like one of my friends get fouled, like I kind of irrationally want to step in there and be like, no. Like,
yeah.
You want a sheriff a little bit.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I do.
Are you
yeah.
ADHD? Because I just learned from Tim Simons that a huge comorbidity of ADHD is inflated sense of justice.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you say that because just recently our couples therapist was like, I think you might have ADHD.
Yeah.
I've never thought it myself, but I was describing like my main, I'd say the thing that Tyson gets frustrated with the most is that I like leave things just everywhere. Like he'll be in like the bathroom and there's like a spatula on the bathroom counter, or like he'll like lift up a piece of paper and there's like a used Q-tip like under the piece of paper.
Yeah.
And it like, he is a Virgo. He's like, you're a Virgo, right?
Yeah, double.
Okay.
Baby.
So he's like really neat. Are you like that?
I'm not that neat.
Okay.
That's one thing that's eluded me.
I've been to your
Well, I
apartment.
clean up
She's
for
like,
guests.
she doesn't think it's neat because she's a Virgo.
No, I'm
That's true.
quite messy, but I am all about presentation. So like if people are coming over or
You'll get it
something,
together.
oh, it's gonna look perfect. But my day to day, like right now, it's a mess.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
See, me too. I'm messy.
What's your sign?
I'm a Gemini. Uh-oh. Why did you look at him? Does he have a bad
No,
history
he
with
just
Geminis?
hates astrology.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
I don't hate it. I don't believe in it.
Totally.
Yeah,
That's
but
how
I
my
don't
husband is.
hate it.
It's good
That's
to
true.
have
That's
people like you
different.
around.
Yeah, I don't believe in God. I don't hate God.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Uh-huh.
I don't hate the Easter
Totally.
Bunny. There's
Yeah,
a,
it's just not real.
yeah. Can I draw
Totally.
back to one issue with the Vans thing?
Yeah.
I don't even think it would have even been a debate if not for a previous guest, Bobby Brown,
Yeah.
who's a queen,
Yep.
but the makeup titan.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
She said, "Oh yeah, I remembered meeting you at the Time 100 because you had Vans on with your tux." And I was like, "This guy's great, man. He's got his own style, blah blah." So I was kind of riding high.
Dax,
And
you're
she
so
might-
cute. I'm sorry. I just think it's adorable that you're so, it's like when you meet you, you would never think that you like are so, like that you're so cute and sweet about holding on to these little things and being like,
Oh,
she said
thank you.
I look good in the van, so I wanted it. It's
Yeah.
really endearing.
I was like, "Oh, I guess this is kind of working because she would know."
Do you know what your moon sign is? I'm just kidding. I'm like, I want to know what
You know
your,
what your moon-
I want to know what your emotional little sweetheart
Is there
shadow side is.
what's a moon
We've
side?
looked it
It's your
up.
like, so it's like,
Your emotions.
Okay,
Did
so
my
I'm
chart-
in, but I'm
Justine
not
did my
like
chart the
deep,
first
deep.
day I met her.
Yeah, okay, so I am.
So you're pretty
Yeah.
deep.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're pretty
yes,
deep.
this
but
is so exciting.
I will say it's good to have people like you around. Like my husband's like, I see you and I like lasso you and pull you back down to planet Earth with this stuff. Like he's really good about being like, okay, cool. Now moving on, we're not going to talk about like the moon being in Scorpio and how it's making you sad today.
Well, will you make life decisions based?
No,
okay.
I don't do that.
Because that's where I think someone would need to step in. Like, no, we should buy this house.
Totally. And I do
Mercury's
have friends
rising.
who do it. They're like, I need to move to blah, 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 because
Yeah.
I talked to a psychic and they looked at my birth chart and it's time to go.
And it's a vortex.
Totally.
There's
yes,
no
yes, the
jobs,
vortex
but it is a
thing.
vortex.
The vortex thing, I gotta say, I do believe in.
Well,
Have you been to Sedona?
yeah, that's the place I was
We
going to
love
say. I
it.
got to say we were there, and I was like, I kind of believe in
Right?
this
There's-
vortex.
There are
Oh, hi.
twisted trees. Like, I don't know how
It
much
felt
more.
funny there.
It
If I
did.
Yes,
couldn't put
and
my
the people
finger
that
on
are
it.
drawn to there are like, it's like wild. I did a program called Sedona Soul Adventures where I went, I was in like a crazy relationship. The guy was like, you need to go check out this place, like to like work on your confidence. So I went to this place
Okay.
called Sedona Soul Adventures. And basically what it is them just rotating you through like healers' houses.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you do like Reiki, you do like someone who like does like a chakra measuring and they're like, you're actually dead inside. Like, yeah, you get a hotel.
Oh, okay.
And then there was this guy named Rick
yeah.
and he was in charge of like putting together a folder and being like, you'll
Oh,
go to
yeah.
all these healers' houses and do this like soul healing journey. And I got to know Sedona through this thing because it's like
Yeah.
5 days of going from house to house. You're going into these people's houses and doing like
And
healing
everyone's home
exercises.
has a smell.
Yeah, ew.
Totally. And
That's
a
the-
vibe. It's a vibe. It's
That's the
such a
part
vibe.
that would be tricky for me.
Me too.
Totally. Yeah. No, I think a lot of it might be tricky for you, especially if you don't buy into this stuff.
Okay, but did you leave feeling better and more confident?
I did.
And
I
did you feel like it was nurturing for him to say you should work on your confidence, or did it feel insulting?
No, you know what's funny is he had gone there before with a prior girlfriend and they all knew him and they were all like,
Oh.
and when I got back from the retreat, the end of the story is that I left that relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, he sowed his own
Whoa.
seeds.
Yeah, that I like my light
Fuck.
got turned back on and I was like, and I'm out.
So you did get confidence. It
I
sounds
did. It
like.
worked. I mean,
Yeah.
it did work. I felt
Whoa.
different.
Because I gotta say, as a thing to suggest to a partner they might work on,
Uh-huh.
confidence feels like maybe a good one because it's it would be for you,
Totally.
right? It's not like you need to learn. I don't know. That seems like within the zone of what you could get away with suggesting. To a partner.
Totally.
Yeah, it's not like stop being so annoying.
Yeah, or go to this place and stop being messy.
Yes,
better.
and I think he had a lot going on. Like he was like a very evolved person in certain ways and he like really had done a lot of work on himself. So there was that, but I just don't think he was like good in relationship.
Well, he was so
Yeah.
short.
No,
so-
this is not the short king.
I don't know who it is, but it could
No,
definitely be the
it wasn't
short.
the short king. Yeah.
You've had a lot of lovers.
I dated a lot. I dated a lot in my
Good for you.
20s. I did. I
You
dated a lot.
should.
I
You
didn't.
should.
I didn't have a lot of like long-term
Uh-huh.
relationships. I kind of did like 6 months, 3 months, like all through my 20s, back to back.
Great.
Yeah. Kristen is a little regretful. She was very active.
You were actively
Why did I
always with someone.
She was
Yeah.
very sexually active. And she wishes she was even more sexually active.
I just wish I butterflied around a little bit more.
Uh-huh.
On a
You
scale of
know?
1 to 10, how sexually active were you? In your 20s, I guess.
Well, what I mean,
10
how do you say that?
is
10 is like
Jess.
having sex and 0 is not?
0 is is virgin.
sex.
Yeah.
10 is sex worker.
4?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I just wish I maybe would have gone,
6.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I was at 6.
nice.
Yeah, really good
A
stuff,
healthy
ladies.
6.
Yeah.
Good for you.
guys-
Really good
proud
stuff,
of
man.
you.
High five.
You guys get along so well. You
Yeah.
have such a cute relationship.
Oh.
Right out of the gates, when you started working together, you started coming around the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then quickly you were pregnant.
Yeah.
And so there was
A secret.
there was a secret.
Yeah.
My love.
And I said, I'll protect you.
Just me.
Yeah.
Aw.
And then the baby arrived and you were around. So
Yeah.
I just want to set a little bit of framework for like how well I knew you when this wonderful event happened that you orchestrated. So I had met you several times at the house. I thought you were absolutely lovely and an effortless person to have around. You're
Aw.
very chill and relaxed and you're not needy. You're a lovely guest.
Thank you.
And I diagnosed you as normal. As so far as like
I'm really excited to see where this is going.
an actor can be normal, I thought, yeah, she's very normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so season 2 commences, and I guess maybe from your perspective, hun, what was the first thing that
Oh, I remember
happened?
exactly what it was. We were shooting the scene in the second episode where we're getting out of the car with Adam in a parking garage.
Yeah.
And they're saying, okay, guys, go to 1. We're about to roll. Justine and Adam are already in the car
Okay.
chatting. I'm doing God knows what. I get in the car and I hear her say, it's really nutritious and like
And
very
then the pain
vitamin
goes off in
dense. And I,
Oh,
now-
no.
Anything nutritious is going
totally.
to spark your
Did you?
interest.
yes. And as we identified, this entire experience was predicated on my nosiness.
Uh-huh.
So I went, what? What? And Justine goes, do you ever do this? Do you ever, like when the first urine of the day you drink again? Action. And then I'm like, what did she just say?
Wait,
to me?
what?
First,
Yeah.
The first urine of the day, the first pee of the day, you drink. She said, do you hear about this? People doing this?
You
like
drink
the first
the urine?
Have you
urine
ever heard
of the
this?
day.
This is people do this.
Yes,
It
Yeah.
actually is
for,
a thing.
to reinstall your
Minerals.
Depleted minerals.
And they called action right after that sentence. And we get out of the car and we do this scene. And then we reset. And I go, wait, what? And she goes, well, I mean, I just started it, but I think that it's really been helping me. Do you do it? And I was like, no, I don't think that's right. I think it's
Actually,
ways.
at this point, I got to say, you were much more polite. You were like, really?
I can imagine that.
Really? And I was like, yeah, really. And then they were like, action again. And then it
Oh, this
ended.
was a prank.
And then it ended. Wait till you. All right. So then
This is
that
brilliant.
ended, and then how long between the next?
installment.
Yes.
The next art
The next
installation.
the
plot.
next installment was that I brought pee to work.
Okay.
And
Yeah. In a mason jar.
yes,
Yes.
I put it in a mason jar and then I moved it into a canteen because we thought too obvious. We're sitting behind the scenes, like waiting to go. I
Mhm.
call base camp and I get on the phone with our base
And
camp.
she says,
AD.
now mind you, we're in a green room. There are numerous people there. And again, Justine knows I listen to everything.
yes.
It's not like she's engaged you and then says, I have to make this call. She
No.
just initiates this
Very-
call.
She's in the corner
Smooth.
kind of like this. Hey, Rustin, hey, we're can you do me a favor? Can you can you go into my trailer? In my fridge, there's like a Yeti container or something, like a liquids container. Can you send it up? Okay, thank you. Oh, and I feel like I don't know like what the HR is about this, but I feel like I should tell you it is urine. I mean, I don't, like if you're okay handling that.
No.
Okay, cool. Okay, thank you. Okay. Then she just goes back to doing whatever.
What a pro.
And
You
I'm
just, you were
going-
able to just not even look at her to see if she, God,
Yeah.
what confidence. The confidence thing
have to.
works.
You
And
kind of have to.
I'm on my
Yeah.
phone like this.
This is Juilliard for you.
I think I get brought in. So she comes home from work and she's like, yeah, Justine is, she's drinking her pee. Like she was telling me, depleted minerals and it's really good. And then she had like Transpo bringing up some container of her pee. And now I'm like, okay, that gal that was at the house
is insane.
also drinks her pee.
In that moment, when she heard this phone call, she did engage at this point. And she's like, what are you talking about? At this point, I had pre-prepared an AI-generated
Stop it.
article about pee being good for you.
I mean,
Screenshotted it, and she asks me about it, and I'm like ready to
I
go.
said, Justine, where are you getting this info? Like if you visited some witch and she said, do this, we need to discuss it. But like,
Yeah.
have you researched this? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like we should look into this before you actually do it. There's like, could be bacteria in there. It's waste, honey. It's waste.
uh-huh.
And she goes, no, look, like you can read it.
Okay, great. And how good was the article?
Convincing enough. I mean, how did you feel?
Convincing
Did it feel
enough.
scientific?
I can't really remember because all I wanted to do was my own research.
Yeah, right.
So the second Justine left to go get her water bottle, I called Dr. Mike.
Oh, you did. You called Dr. Mike directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really lean out. You reach out to
She
him
loves
whenever you have
Dr.
a
Mike.
curiosity.
He's my internet
She's
GP,
your
of
personal
course.
doctor.
Yes. I said, I have a friend who is drinking her own urine. What are the risks / benefits of this?
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about it? And he was like, well, honestly, I think it sounds insane, but I don't think it would hurt her.
Oh,
Right,
wow.
Because people who are stranded drink their pee.
Right.
You can do it.
He said there are a lot better ways to remineralize, like a multivitamin. And I think that was my next argument to
Yeah.
Justine. I said, have you ever thought about taking a multivitamin in the morning?
And then I think I came back with like, oh yeah, I'm taking all the multivitamins that then lead to the most effective pee.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because it's coming up.
Concentrated.
It
Yeah.
actually, there's some logic here I'm following.
It is like a weird Ayurvedic, like I did some research too. It is something that people do. It's
People do it.
Oh, wow.
never would I, but also
The
I have to say
Indians.
at this point, I knew, I was like, Kristen's fucking telling Dax. She's going to tell
Yeah.
maybe a few friends.
Uh-huh.
I have to be okay
Yeah.
knowing that this is going to be something that is said about me behind my
The
back.
reputational cost.
Yes, but it's worth it.
But
I
let me
think.
be clear,
Yes.
not in a way of talking shit.
No,
Because
but just like the fact of Justine is drinking her own piss.
you were
is
so
enough.
open
Well, and it's a
about it.
testament to how likable you are because I was never like, she's out.
Yeah, totally. You're like, okay.
And I was saying, coming home and saying it to you because I was worried about her. I care
Sure.
a lot about this girl, and I was like, honey, I think
losing her mind.
she's drinking her pee, and she's talking a lot about it at work.
And I drank it in front of you once.
This was
Jesus.
one of the most epic performances I've ever seen. So about 5 days later, we're sitting at the table on set where we record the podcast, and I watch her. Again, I'm not engaging with her, but she knows that I'm looking.
Yeah.
And she grabs her water bottle and she kind of makes eye contact with me. And again, I'm looking and she goes, do you want to smell it? And I go, no, stop. And we're getting our touch-ups and she goes like this. Therese, do you have a mint?
Oh,
Thank you.
God. So for the listener, Kristen's drinking
Takes a
it, then
big
taking,
pull.
yeah.
So I'm taking a
And
big
then
pull.
placing the mint in her mouth, but just dipping it in, not committing to it being. Also, why wouldn't you just put the mint in your mouth and drink around it?
It was such a performance. And the whole time I'm like getting touch-ups, they're doing powder on me and I'm like,
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Could you smell it?
a little bit, yes. A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
Which
And-
I was grateful she had the mint.
And at that time, so my curiosity, if I were in your shoes, would be like, okay, I a little bit understand she's drinking it in the morning, but now she drinks it
She's
all
just doing
day.
it all the
That's her
time
main
now.
source of
Yeah.
hydration is her own urine.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had thought this through a little bit more, it doesn't quite
I think that was
track.
pretty early
Well, no,
in the
you
day.
did it
Yeah.
perfectly, obviously. because-
Obviously. This is unbelievable.
I was very worried.
Yeah.
Well, right, because it's not even just about the urine. It's like, well,
It's about my
she's-
mental.
She's on a path.
Yeah.
And this we
Mhm.
started with urine and now the sky's the limit.
Totally.
Fecal transplants are next, and God knows
Uh-huh.
what kind of.
And I do have a little bit of crunch in me. I'm a little.
Sure.
I like. It's believable that I'm like leaning
Yeah.
into like this.
Well, I think we both do, which is why she had to actually set up some guardrails around this.
Oh yeah, I talked to
Uh-huh.
everyone. I was like, make sure that Kristen does not. I talked to Anna. I was do not let her drink her own piss.
Great,
So
because
that's- exactly.
Maybe the most shocking thing of this whole prank is that
That I
Kristen
didn't get her in on it.
didn't drink
100%.
it because she is down to try anything
Totally.
that might help.
That was the whole origin of this whole thing is that she's obsessed with biohacking and like all the different
Yes.
stuff. And so I was like, what would be the thing? Like, what's a biohack? And we talked about it. I mean, Adam and Tim were in on this with me. I was like, what could we do that
Oh.
wouldn't be like so believable that she would try it, but not, it was
Yeah.
it was a fine line.
You had to thread the needle, and you did it perfectly.
You got your flowers earlier, and now you, Kristen, get yours. I am so happy and impressed. You've come a long way
That I didn't
you
try
did
it.
not try this because I'm truly shocked that you did.
I was born with a very why not attitude.
Yeah.
And so even if something feels,
It's
as long as it doesn't feel,
dangerous.
but if it doesn't feel too dangerous, but again, I had already gotten confirmation. Dr. Mike had said it's not going to hurt her.
I know
So-
that's why this is.
There wasn't danger.
It's rolling
So
around.
then
Yeah.
it culminates with on set, Justine rolls up and she's not actually shooting that day, but I didn't consider that at the time. She rolls up with a cooler and it's about, I don't know, 18 inches by 15 inches. And she says, I have a present for you. And I looked at the cooler and I said, I hope it's a puppy. And she set it down on the table outside and she opened it up and I see 3 different sized mason jars with gradiating color. Some are brown, some are yellow,
some are brown.
Yeah. And I open it up and I look up at Justine's face and she's going, I was very calculated at this point because I was like, do not hurt this girl's feelings. You love her so much. How do you get her away from this idea without poo-pooing it? I looked up.
No.
I said, is this your urine? And she said, yes, I saved 3 of the best batches for you.
Batches.
They're super, super high quality mineralized. And she starts touching them. She's like, this one
They're
isn't.
leaking.
They're leaking. Thing smells disgusting. She's showing me the mason jars.
commitment.
Oh, it's unreal. And then I said, I took a beat and I said, and we have this on video.
Yeah.
Because people were recording it. They knew it was happening now. And I said, Justine, no.
I don't want this.
I don't want this.
You said that?
And it was really hard for me.
It's very sweet, but it's like
Cannot drink your pee.
perfect. It's perfect. It felt like kind and just
Oh,
honest.
Kristen,
I
good
do
job.
not want your pee. And then she goes, I would much rather have a puppy.
And then she said, April Fools. And it was April 1.
No.
This whole thing was leading up to April Fool's
Oh, it
Day.
was 4 or 5
Yeah.
weeks worth of
4
material.
or 5
material, yeah.
It was
weeks.
a long run.
This is the most incredible
I'm
prank ever.
so impressed.
Thanks,
This
guys.
is
Yeah.
really
it was really
something.
satisfying.
I have never felt more loved in my entire life than when it occurred to me how long she had been working on this and how many props and how much performance and how many people had been wrangled into this. And I just felt very loved.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Well, the best is
really
that you were
satisfying.
like staging conversations away from her that you just knew she would stumble
Yeah.
into?
Totally.
Oh.
She's like a little mouse bat with like ears that hear everything. So I was like, okay, she's like, if I'm just a little bit out of reach, that's kind of like the best.
Yes,
be.
that
Yes.
was brilliant.
It was not my own pee. I steeped chamomile tea at different gradients.
Which smells gross, by the way. Chamomile tea smells gross.
It does smell gross.
Okay.
And also, like the grand finale of this actually is that I accidentally left it in our car for like months and months and months. And just recently it fell out of my car and smashed all over the ground. And my husband had to pick it up because I like was carrying the baby. And he was like, what is that smell? Like, what the fuck?
Oh
Yeah,
my
that
God.
blows a Q-tip under a piece of paper out
I
of the
know.
water.
I'm
if he's
terrible. I'm a
already
trash bag.
frustrated.
I know.
No, but you
Poor
win some,
guy.
you lose some. You get this committed wife. You're gonna have
Yeah.
to clean up some
He
stuff.
loved the prank. He was there for it all.
Wow.
I felt so warm inside. and
Well, the
so
pee itself
loved.
is warm enough.
How did
was
you
really
get
good.
this idea?
I think it was just like the like relentless bio. I mean, this woman loves talking about like 2 seasons worth. It's like sauna, cold plunge, peptides, plugging up your body with greens and Metamucil and apple cider vinegar before you eat pasta. Like she's
Heat
just
shock
the
proteins.
tracker, the
Mhm.
buffness.
Well, I have
like,
glucose issues. I have to
it's
track it,
just,
Justine.
It's just, she's like just on it. And so I was like, okay, how can I?
I was wearing my
play with
Whoop
that?
that season too. So that was also
And I know she
Yeah.
loves pranks because she's played me a few of Jimmy Kimmel's pranks. Like, so I knew that there was like a glee around pranks. Like, wasn't there something where someone like, there was something about his house in Christmas? that
yeah,
you
yeah.
showed
When
me?
he pranked Mickey, remember? Oh, whose birthday was yesterday? When he pranked Mickey and he was behind the emails. Remember, Mickey had bought a house, his cousin Mickey, and the people they bought it from were
asked
like,
if they could come back for Christmas.
asked if they could come back for Christmas. And if Mickey says yes to everything, and she said, sure, okay. But Jimmy had hacked the email and he was responding with the fact that we'll need some ingredients for our Christmas dinner. We're going to make this soup. Could you
It
have
kept on building and building, and she was just like so sweet, but you could just feel
so
like
overwhelmed? We'll be there at midnight. it was a great one.
the slow burn prank. It's the first time I've ever done it, and I can't tell you how satisfying.
It's
Like
intoxicating.
slowly building.
That is so
life.
fun.
Yeah, so subtle. Talk about throwing it away. It's like a little thing here, and then get that from my trailer
Totally.
there. Oh,
The best was when we like engage in a conversation and then they'd be like action, and I'm like, ha. Like I just like left her with like
She's
just
a
little-
mess inside
I like
during
perked
this
her up
scene.
and then like took it away. It was fun.
Gosh, that's
It was really
great.
is Kristen your favorite co-star of all time? She loves you so much. She talks
She's
about you endlessly.
Dreamy. It's awesome. And like I have talked about it too much, but like having her there to be the first person that I said that I was pregnant to in her living room with a sheet mask on her face, and the way that she just like bounced up and ran around the room and then gave me like honestly an Emmy-winning speech about like the magic of being a mom and how like important it's been to her, and like it's a bucket list thing that's like there's nothing like it was so sweet. And yeah, and honestly on top of that, she's just like the biggest role model to watch on set because she's kind to everyone. She's professional. She's playful. Just you're an incredible mom.
Yeah,
I
she's
love
such
your
a
guys'
mom.
relationship. I just feel like it's I've been really lucky because I've had, Snook was like this too on Succession, just the right person to be there at the right time. Like I
Yeah.
do see it as like, sorry, Dax, divine intervention a little bit
Yeah.
that I got these women at these times in my life because
Yeah.
like Snook was like preggo through like the season before the last season of the show. I watched her do the whole thing incredibly pregnant.
Yeah.
And because it's a long, like that show was shooting for like 9 months. It's a crazy, like her whole pregnancy
Oh my
was literally
God. Yeah.
like through that whole season. And so having that be kind of an expander, like something to know that kind of work is possible, like while pregnant, and like just to get inspired by that.
Yeah.
And then
That you can have
then-
your whole life and this thing.
Totally. Like she just killed it. She
Yeah.
slayed. So like this idea, like all the kind of preconceived things about like, you know, what it's like to be pregnant and what it's like to be a mom in this industry. And then coming in and seeing Kristen doing what she's doing during this moment, I just feel like they're little gifts.
Where are you from?
I'm from Colorado.
Oh.
Yeah.
You were born in New York, but you grew up in Colorado?
Yeah.
Why were you born in New York?
So my dad was a visual artist in New York and my mom worked at a halfway house for boys.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, totally. Wow.
That's intense, no?
My mom's whole career has been the most intense.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
she worked at a halfway house for boys. She then worked with like children who had been abused as a therapist. She
Whoa.
then now is working like mostly with women with borderline personality disorder.
Okay.
She's like kind of a champ in terms of committing herself to
Wow.
this kind
and
of work.
she's in the deep end. She likes to get where it's hardest.
Aw. She can hold space for a lot of dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Oh.
dark.
She's dark. Okay, good for her.
Yeah, totally.
Dark meets dark.
Yeah, I think that there is something to being someone who's like lived in that level of dark that can hold space for it. She like, it makes me want to cry. Like the times where I've been in like the most distress, like this is like a crazy, but like when I was 21, I did ecstasy. I had the worst trip of my life. Like truly, like I thought I was going to die. My friend thought she was going to die. We were like, it was laced with something or
I was
something.
going to say, I bet it had bath salts in it. 'cause
Yeah,
that
there was
a
some
common,
weird shit in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And my mom, I called her at 4:00 in the morning and I was like, shit's hitting the fan.
I smoked my brain.
She came to the house. She opens the door. I'm naked.
Okay.
All of us are naked. There's
Oh,
three.
everyone
There's
is.
3 of us. We're all naked.
Oh my God.
Before the shit hit the fan, it'd have been very fun.
Sure.
There's like candles and bean bags and like there's probably wax on my body in some way. And she comes to the door. She has a carrier of coffee. She has a bunch of children's books. She sat there. Like it makes me cry. She sat there for like hours and just talked us through it. Like she was like A+
And read
Mom.
children's books.
She sat there. She just like calmed us down, read to us, took us on a drive, played calm music for like hours and hours, 2 days, like nursed us back to
Wow.
health. Like we're in like bed it was terrible. It was the first time where I was like, oh, I understand what depression is. Like I was like so low and she just sat there through the whole thing and like tended to us. And meanwhile, my dad was like on another planet. Like we were like truly traumatized, laying in bed. He comes in with like a clown's mask at one point. He's like, "Hey guys, let's go!" Like not reading the room at all. But my mom was like, "That's just her in a nutshell." Like when shit hits the fan, she's not always that way.
Right.
But when crisis is there, she's like she rises into a part of herself that's like a hero, honestly.
Yeah. Did she have a wild childhood herself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was one of 6 girls. So I kind of think like when that's on the table, like, yeah.
That's a lot of girls.
Yeah. She's had a wild life, but she's amazing.
So what year did you move to Colorado? Like when you're still a baby?
So when I was a baby, basically my dad was in the art scene and he was basically like, if I have a kid, like I'm so in this art world right now, there's no way that I can like do both. Like I can't do this. So like if we're going to do this, we've got to get out of here. And like they moved to Colorado and he became like a closet case artist, only did art for my mom.
Oh, wow.
Basically shut down his career to be a dad. And he worked at the Denver Art Museum. So he didn't shut down his career, but he stopped making art and being an artist and doing freelance work and got a steady job.
Yeah.
And he actually never showed any of his art until like when I was pregnant. He had his first art show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
which
that's
was cool.
adorable.
Special.
Yeah.
And then you went to an arts high school, performing arts high school. Why does grandma have a theater there?
So my
Named after
grandma was like a super activist. Like it's funny, I just kind of went on a dive on like all the stuff that she had done, but she was on like every board for like women's rights. She like basically she enforced like this busing system that brought kids from different areas into other areas because like she basically like held Colorado accountable for doing that. She started this arts program.
This is your dad's mom?
This is my mom's mom.
Your mom's mom. Okay.
Yeah, she started this arts program, and then it started as like a very small thing, and then kind of evolved into the Denver School of the Arts. So I like went to the school that
But
she
your
kind of
grandmother.
yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder
Yeah.
your name means justice. This is all adding up.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
all
yeah.
very much adding up.
Yeah.
How does one set their sights on Juilliard, and then what's the process to get into Juilliard? Because I can't imagine ever thinking that's even an option for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be. I don't.
Totally.
But, I don't know if I'm
Like-
talented enough, but still, it doesn't. That seems like the
It's
single
crazy.
most exclusive place to get into.
Totally. I mean, it felt like a shot in the dark when it was happening. So it wasn't like there wasn't an expectation of getting in at all. But the first time I saw it, I was watching a PBS documentary with them at home. And I was like, whoa, that school looks cool. I think I was like 13 or something.
Yeah.
And then a kid from my school, Gabe Ebert, was like 2 years older than me, and he got in.
Okay.
And that was like,
Ah.
oh, okay, maybe.
And you acted with Gabe?
Yeah,
You
I
have.
did. Yeah.
And you're like, I'm better than Gabe.
No, Gabe was like the shining. Gabe was like the golden boy of our school, and I was not actually.
Okay.
So
Why
yeah,
not?
I don't know. I didn't get a lot of parts, and I later found out, and this is so embarrassing. It was embarrassing when I found out in my 30s. My parents had to go into the school and have a talk with my drama teacher and be like, "You need to cast her in
Oh,
more
really?
things,"
they did.
which is like a
Yeah.
crazy fucking thing to do, and so embarrassing. It's humiliating,
Yeah.
but they did.
Did it work?
Wow.
Yeah,
Did you
I
get-
got into a few shows.
Okay.
It's so crazy. And I remember my drama teacher saying something about like parents coming in and complaining about their kids not being in stuff, and thinking like that was like crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, like,
And
can
then
you
I later
whoever,
found-
Do that.
And then later I found out it was my
you're probably like, I
parents.
bet it's Becca's parents.
Yeah, totally.
They're so involved.
I was like kind of shocked because they were very supportive parents, but they are not like Karen parents or whatever.
not
Like,
all
they're not like
helicopter-y.
annoying. Yeah.
yeah. No siblings?
I have a brother.
You have a
younger
brother, older or younger?
Younger.
Younger.
Yeah.
Did he go to this school as well?
He went there for middle school, and then he was like, screw this, I want to play sports. And he left, and he went to East High, which is like the like quintessential classic
Yeah.
like high school.
But still ended up super artistic.
yeah, totally. Then he ended up going to school for film at Chapman.
He's
So
a
wow.
photographer and a director and very, very cool stuff.
yeah.
Okay, so what's the process of getting into Juilliard?
So it's nuts. It's like basically you have to go to a unified audition. You go to like one of 3 places and you do an audition, which is like 2 monologues. And then there's a second set of monologues that they call you back for later in the day. So you have 4 monologues prepared. You do that.
Wow.
Then you have to sing to them.
Oh boy. Can you sing?
No. And it was a
Okay.
nightmare. And I sang Fever, which is like kind of an inappropriate song for like a 17-year-old. It's like the like, you give me fever.
Oh,
And I was like
wow.
really like, I was like, I'm going to seduce them. And I remember I like walked up to their desk and they were like, can you please back up in the middle of the
Oh my
song?
You got too sexual with
Yeah, I
it?
got a little too sexual. They were like, and scene, we're done. So I did that. And then after that, you have to do an interview.
Mhm.
So that's like one day of like 3 different stages.
Is that in New York or is that
I went to
satellite?
Chicago.
Okay.
I went to Chicago. My mom brought me out to Chicago. We did that. And then I made it. Then they have another round, which is like the final 40, which is they bring like 40 kids back to do 2 days of auditions in the school. And you have to do your monologue with the faculty. And then you have to go like do mock classes, and all the faculty sits on like the side of the classrooms and like take notes and watch you and how you perform in these classes. So the crazy story about that was the weekend of this callback, there was like a massive blizzard.
Uh-huh.
And I was set to go like on this plane by myself. We get to the airport. My dad is like, there's like a huge blizzard. Like, I'm going to come with you. I was like, Dad, leave me alone. I'm 17. Like, I can do this. He's like, there's a huge blizzard.
Yeah.
My plane gets canceled. I call him back. I'm like, actually, what do I do? My dad is like, okay, we're going to figure this out. He comes to the airport. He gets into the airport, like buys a ticket. We end up getting on a flight from Denver to Chicago that then is going to take a flight from Chicago to DC.
Mm.
And then from DC, take a train to
Oh my goodness.
New York.
Oh,
Because
wow.
everything, it's massive. It's a
Yeah.
massive storm.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out. I call the school. They're like, listen, if you can get here for like 10 minutes or 2 days, like whatever, just like get it. The important thing is you just get here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, okay. So we get to the Chicago branch of this whole thing. And they're like, everything's canceled. You can't get there. Like there's no flight to DC anymore.
Oof.
And all my stuff's checked in a bag. So like that's all on its way or whatever. He's like, okay, we're going to rent a car and we're going to drive from Chicago to New York through a blizzard, through the night, 16 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he did it. He
Oh my, what a
got
champ.
a car and he drove me through this blizzard and we're watching like semis, like literally on the side of the road, like toppled over. It's crazy torrential. Like I can't describe. I couldn't take over at any point because it was so hard to drive.
Yeah.
He stopped for 5 minutes at like a McDonald's to do like a micro nap, literally 5 minutes. And he drove me all the way there and I made it.
Oh my! Were you losing? Like, what was your mental state on this whole journey? Because you had to already be nervous to go, and now you're like, I'm doomed. Were you letting any of that come in?
Totally. I was totally heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, once he got there, honestly, I was like, well, maybe we can get there. Like, if my dad's here, like, maybe we can do it.
Yeah.
And then it, like, kind of the nerves, like, burned off. And by the time I got there, I think we were both, like, so tired. I was wearing, like, some other student of the school's clothes because I didn't have any clothes. And I was just, like, so, like, worn down that I actually think it really helped because I just didn't have any nerve to give. Like, it was, like, gone. And he like slept on a friend's couch and like stayed there with me until the moment that he was like, can I go? Am I good? And he left. And then he let me do like the plane ride back, like the adult that I wanted
Like a big
to be.
girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So how many people get in?
16.
16 is the number of students?
Yeah.
When did you start feeling like, I really might get in?
I think when the 40 thing happened, I was like, okay, there's a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's 50%-ish.
Yeah.
Like maybe I could do it. But then you're like looking around and everybody's so good that you're like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I also was like 17 at that time, so I don't quite remember all the steps, but I remember being like so shocked when I got the phone call that I got in.
And is it insanely rigorous?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Well,
Yeah.
because, Kristen was down the street learning to act, and she was like in her sweatpants breathing in dudes' mouths and stuff.
100%.
It's called Alexander technique. He makes fun of it all the time.
Breathing in men's mouths and stuff. It was like crazy. It's just like, I mean, it's just like, I think it's just such a singular thing to like put that much time into that, like only that for 4 years from like 7 a.m. to like 10 p.m. every day because you're doing like school and then you're doing rehearsal for whatever the play is. And it was just, I'm like, I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
I'll never do anything like that again.
Yeah.
And the teachers are tough.
They try to strip you down a little bit, right? Isn't that sort of the goal?
Yeah, I think that the goal is to like basically take away as many habits as they can so that you are free to kind of decide what you want to do.
Blank slate.
Yeah. And I think that can be like great. And it also can like take away, I watched it in moments, take away the thing that got people into the school.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Like where it's like, oh, like no, actually that person was like incredibly shiny and they had an essence that was like so like, their fingerprint. And then I think it beat them a little bit down into not trusting the thing that got them there.
That's my little bit of a pushback on this approach, which is like you take someone who's had 18 years of practicing how to be an appealing human being. And they learn a bag of tricks that work for them.
Totally.
And I see actors then try to get rid of all of that and take on some entirely different persona. And it's like, it can be accomplished, but I don't know that it's like the net win of it all. Like if you have some shiny, sparkly things that you do.
Yeah, you want to hold on to the sparkle.
Well, the goal is to learn. I mean, I think ultimately someone would say the goal is to learn how to do both, right?
Yes.
Like you could be in a rom-com, but if you're playing Truman Capote, you don't need any parts of yourself to do that.
Yeah. Or that like you should be able to release like the things that are habitual in order to like put something else in there. But I do think that the people that I feel like I had a little bit of fuck you in me, like just enough.
Yeah.
Like I was totally a people pleaser and I totally wanted them to like me and I wanted to do a good job, but I also had just enough like
I don't know about this.
yeah.
I don't want to come out of here as an acting android.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Sorry,
want to be a
Kristen,
bot.
that's-
I don't really
It's a little bit. That was rude. That was rude.
Sorry, we
As
shouldn't
we
talk
have-
about the robot.
That's
that way.
right.
It's crazy. She is a little bit of an acting
She can do
robot.
anything.
There's not a moment where you're like, don't buy it.
Exactly.
True that.
And also then like, she's like, okay, we've got it. We're moving on. And you're like, girl, we had a talk at one point during this season where she was like, she loves the speed because she
yeah.
can fucking nail it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but babe, baby.
You're like, I'm not ready.
Like maybe just a few. I mean, I'm not that machine yet.
Yeah.
Like,
Right,
And
right.
I don't think that I'm sucking, but I don't feel like I'm in the place where I'm like, okay, we like can get in. Like I'm like, I don't.
But I think you're not giving yourself enough credit because you're a very believable actor as well. And I think sometimes what stands in the way of people is like, wait, can we have one more? I didn't feel it. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
No.
I want to remind you, it doesn't matter if you feel it. Is the audience going to feel it? And that information we get from the people behind the monitor. So
Totally.
if they're like this, then
Yeah.
it's like, let's go to lunch.
No. I think the feeling it thing, I think probably, I mean, to be honest, I'd say like maybe 60% of the time or less, you actually like feel. I remember there was a point where I was with Brendan Gleeson. Do you guys know who Brendan Gleeson is? He was in Bruges with Colin Farrell.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
yeah. Uh-huh.
OG, incredible. Paddington 2, you might be familiar. He and I were doing a show together and I was like, fuck, I did not feel that at all. And he was like, well, that is why you're an actor and you have skill. Like you can rely on like having skill and
Yeah.
like most of the time you're not going to be like transcending.
That's why I think speaking about it in terms of were you paying attention in the scene is
Uh-huh.
more valuable than did you feel it? Were you paying attention? Were you
Yeah.
taking the other person in?
Were you present?
Yeah.
But some of that time, the answer is no.
Sure, sure, sure.
Some of the time, I'm
yeah.
like, girl, I was like not there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You had also just had a baby.
totally. It's a
Yeah.
real. I will also say I had a baby, and more than having a baby, I was weaning, which like no one. I don't know. We actually haven't talked about it too much, but like no one told me that when you wean, it's like psychotic drops of all the hormones that were in you to keep your boobs flushing milk out. Like
Yeah.
they're gone.
Yeah.
And so I was like waking up with like anxiety in a way that I never had before. Like I didn't have crazy postpartum, but I had wild weaning.
Weenie postpartum.
And I was like, what is going on? Like, am I just nervous about acting again? Like it was
Yeah.
like the first time that I was back from having the baby. I was like, is this like about the work? Or is this about the show? Is this? And then finally I was like, oh, I like read it. I had a couple friends be like, oh, it's probably that.
Yes.
And I started researching and I was like, well, that's like a major thing.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
But from a scene partner perspective, I have never seen you be off your game.
Mm.
As evidenced by Justine has this incredible running bit in season 2 where anytime that I brush up against her, she goes, ow! Like where everything, there's one moment where like I grab a wine bottle out of your hand and you scream.
Yeah.
There's another moment where we're fighting over a remote and you're like, you broke my finger.
I know. There was a point where I was like, I think I've worn this one.
I loved it, but it was anytime I brushed up against her, you were, whether you want to admit it or not, or whether you felt it or not, you were ready to give that like piece of the sisters where
Yeah.
like if Joanne touches Morgan will overreact. And I loved it.
I mean, I don't want to like keep on like praising Kristen, but I do think that she was like the thing that kind of like when you can feel her listening and she does draw you into like being there. And
Right.
she's so fun to play with. Like as a friend, as like a partner, like she's just like a playful person.
Yeah.
And so I do think that we had a lot of fun
Kristen, you said at the beginning, before you started shooting this season, you said the first season was a love story between you and Adam, and the second season is a love story between you and Justine,
I firmly believe that.
which is so exciting. I'm so excited to watch it.
I don't even think that when our writers, or specifically Erin, who sort of like dictates a lot of where the story goes because it's kind of her story, I don't even think or I've spoken to her about it, she didn't have any clue she was doing it. But did you feel like as it unfolded, I was like, this is so clear to me that this is a love story between these two girls and it's about the sisterhood? Because Justine has some major stuff happening this season.
I felt, I don't know. I don't know if I felt that. I did feel that I had more to do, but I do feel like last season I felt that already. Like I felt like, for me, like my whole point of view was like, I'm losing the love of my life.
Right.
Like it's a real thing. I've had it with my friends. I've had it with my brother. Like when, you're so close, you're so codependent, you are so involved in each other's lives. And when someone that you love who's not in a romantic way, like goes off and finds their love, like it is a loss. It's like heartbreaking.
Yeah. They start building a combined life with somebody.
Yeah. And it's like a real thing. So for me, that was what I was kind of going off of last season, is I was like, oh, the love of my life is actually leaving me. And like everything, like all the pettiness and all the like bitchiness and bad behavior that Morgan's going through is like, it's a reaction to being like, no,
Please
don't leave me.
Yeah.
So like this season, I think just kind of like snowballed that a little bit more. And I think that there was more of a back and forth around it too.
Yeah, and I think
became
it was way more the focus. Whereas like it's not that the Joanne and Noah of it all is not there, because it definitely is.
and strong.
But the events surrounding this season are just, if you dislodge one of the sisters, it just doesn't work. Like it's so rooted in whether or not you and I are in balance, and like the whole ending scenario is like, you're so devastating in the show.
I can't wait to
Does
watch it.
Juilliard turn out comedians? Or are they more that you're going there to be in Shakespeare?
Yeah, I think there is like an emphasis on classical theater, which I mean, when I say I had a little bit of the fuck you in me, I was just like like there was something about talking in that way with that project. I was like, I don't feel like I'm a human talking.
Yeah, I've never spoken this way in my life.
Yeah, totally. And projecting. And there was like a part of me, I mean, my acting teachers and I really got along, and my voice and speech teachers hated. I think they really actively disliked me. So yeah, I don't know.
I guess when you got out, were you aiming to be in only dramas, or were
No.
you aiming to be in comedy?
No, I was aiming to just work. I was like, please just let me work.
The first couple things, one's written by Noah Baumbach and one's written by David Chase. So if I were you, I'd be like, oh, I get it. I'm going to be on this like pedigree train.
I don't know. It's funny because also those are like the only movies. Like I've done like maybe one movie after that. So I do think it was like a weird like false start. Like I was listening to you guys talk to Alex Skarsgård about like him like booking his first job and being like, and now I've arrived.
Right.
And I definitely.
7 years later.
Yeah, totally. So those were like crazy. Like that was crazy to be in those two filmmakers' jobs.
What movie was it?
It was Frances Ha.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just
I love
in
that
like
movie.
one scene. But it was just a really fun experience. Like I liked he shot a lot. It was like over and over. We did one scene like all day long. And
The acting robot doesn't like that. You don't like that.
Nor does Mr. Robot.
Mr. and Mrs. Robot.
Mr.
I'm not
Robot's
on board.
okay on the first one.
Pick up the pace.
Pretty good on the second, third, and then it's all downhill from after third.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Because I have the thing, unfortunately, I have this fraudulent like alarm that goes off in my head when I've said something so many times. I'm improving mostly out of silencing that alarm. Like I just start feeling very fraudulent, and I've said it so much and it's flat and I don't believe it anymore. And I'm like, even if I add one word or I do something.
Totally.
So I just like to get in and fucking
I feel like
1, 2, 3.
that definitely happens. I think that there's a moment, it's like when we were taking pictures and you're like, and now I've like clocked into a new level of like not being here. Like when you're in a photo line and you're like, but I do, there's something about like, I was listening to David Fincher talk about, or someone who worked with him, but about like the like over and over and over again thing.
Yeah.
And their whole point was like it gets past the idea you have of what you're going to do or any of like the preparation that you did or your idea of what it is, and it like pushes you past that into like another level of like finding it.
Or
Yeah.
if
like,
your preparation and your idea of what it is right for the scene.
Mhm.
listen, I think that there's real value in that too. Like I agree. I see both sides of it. I think that there's something interesting about like mind-numbingly getting through like the kind of like
Amp up.
Yeah, the amp up and the like preconceived notions or
Yeah.
like the like construct that you have, and then getting into something where it's like, whoa, didn't think that was coming out and that was interesting.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
I've heard his thing though. We've interviewed a ton of people that have worked with him. It's always technical.
Yeah.
He's
it?
not. Yes, it's always because his shots are so complicated and they're so long and
So it's
they're
not even
throwing
about the
focus to
acting.
25 different
No, which
things.
is actually a relief to a lot of the actors. They're like,
Uh-huh.
it's not because I'm bad. It's
Yeah,
because
yeah,
he
yeah.
wants this and he wants this and
His
it's
shots
not
are
about
science,
me.
you know?
Tell me if this resonates, and
Yeah.
it might not.
Okay.
Because you weren't like getting in the plays before you knew your parents, got you into the plays. Do you feel like you have something to prove?
Ooh. Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't even know if I would frame it as something to prove, but I do feel like this whole thing is about just being a better version of yourself all the time. Like becoming a better person, being kinder, working on yourself, and acting is part of that. Like becoming a better actor and evolving is an important part of like what this whole trajectory is about. So I don't know if I'd frame it as like something to prove, but even within myself, I just really like that is kind of what it's about for me.
I feel like that sentence has two different meanings, like something to prove where it can be like sort of arrogant. And I was just going to say like I find you to be the antithesis of that. Like Justine does not suck the air out of a room when she walks into it. She's only additive and light. But the something to prove, if you're going to use that as the definition of like, does she come aggressively prepared to every single scene and piece of work? And then, yeah.
Yeah, because something to prove to me is within. It's not what you're like, it is what you end up putting out, but it's like, I have to be the best version of me every time I show up to anything because people didn't take me seriously or because X, or because I didn't get all these things. So now I'm here and I'm gonna, I have it obviously. That's why.
Yeah, I think it's also just like, it's also knowing how, in terms of the acting of it all, it's also just knowing how rare it is to have an opportunity to work. Like,
Yes.
and knowing a lot of friends, like all my friends, none of them are like famous, you know, none of them are like working nonstop. And a lot of them aren't in the business either. So, but I will say like, there's something about just knowing that like, this is a rare opportunity and like just wanting to capitalize on it as much as possible for myself and for like just the sake of the job that I'm doing, but also just knowing that nobody, like hardly anyone gets to do it. So I just want to I don't want to let it slip by and I don't want to take it for granted. And yeah, I always want to do my best, but I don't think I have like a that part of me. I'm also pretty like relaxed, and I think theater, I had a way harder time feeling okay about myself in theater. Like there was something about facing the audience every night that was just like so brutal and terrible, and I hated it so much. Like I felt so much more responsible, and there's something about going to sets and being with Kristen and being with the crew and being with the crafty people and transpo and like feeling the unit of it all, that it kind of takes the like preciousness off of it just being like about me and how well I do. So it's like a weird balance. Like I do feel like I always am trying my best, and at the same time I don't think I've got some sort of like crazy like
Yeah.
I'm not too like hardcore about it.
No, you're like the opposite of hardcore.
I try and have fun. And
I asked Jackie this and I asked Tim this. And you're in the exact same situation, which is like Tim was on Veep, which was really successful. Jackie was on Glow, which was really successful. You were on Succession, which was hugely successful. How did the reaction of Nobody Wants This compare to the previous? You were on Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Mr. Mercedes. You were shooting all three of those at the same time somehow?
yeah.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah. It was like totally right for where I was. I was like single, no kids, 25,
Right.
energy to burn. So it worked out. But Succession, it was like kind of this weird thing where I was like friends with everyone. They were my family at that time. I was like heavily invested in terms of just being there, but I wasn't there. Like I wasn't like a core member of that show in the same way. Like I was kind of a fly on the wall a lot, and it was an amazing experience. I loved it so much. But I also didn't have, because of that, I also didn't have like the same feeling around the reaction that it had.
Right. You didn't
know
feel
what I
like you
mean?
could take a lot of
Like-
ownership
like I
over
would-
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah,
And I don't know if I have that now, but it's also just like I would walk with Nick Braun and like it's just like what he was dealing with was like nuts.
Yeah.
Like, or
Right.
Sarah Snook. I'd be like, you know, whenever we'd hang out, I was like, this is like a wild. And especially because we live in
New
New York
Yeah.
and LA, and those are the places where people were watching Succession. Like
Yeah.
Middle America
Yeah.
wasn't watching it as much, but it was like a crazy thing to watch them experience, but I didn't necessarily feel it in the same way.
Yeah.
And this one, I will say also, like when it came out, I was like so postpartum and like in my own little bubble world that I wasn't truly like engaged in the way that imagine some people were, but I felt it in a different way.
It was nuts, right?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a, like my agents were like we haven't had a reaction to anything like this since Girls, because
Ugh.
my old agent represented Adam Driver when he was on Girls, and like just the level of attention that got, it kind of felt comparable like to that.
It was a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. It's
I was
wild.
saying, we've been together for 18 years. She's been famous the whole time. She had Frozen, but really nothing compared to going to New York within like weeks of the show coming out. And like 75-year-old ladies needing a picture, 61-year-old dads needing a picture, kids needing a picture. And I was like, hun, I'm going to meet you places. Like let's meet
You do you,
at
babe.
the seats.
You're on your own.
But it was a really, it was very fun. And it was a touch overwhelming. So it was
Yeah.
it was really fucking huge.
Do you guys feel pressure for season 2 because it was so big?
In the beginning, yeah. But I think as far as what was happening like early on in the writer's room, at least when I went in there, I was like, this is unfolding beautifully. Like we had the additions of Jenny Connor and Bruce Eric Kaplan, who have great resumes. And then also Erin had said in the writer's room really early on, she was like, I just want to say to you guys, we're going to give the people what they want. We're not going to do the TV show thing where every other episode they break up and you don't know, like, I mean, there's going to be strife and problems, but like, that's not why people watch the show.
Right.
And I thought that was a lovely take.
Yeah.
Like people are watching this show to feel the romance.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
I have to say my favorite part. So I've watched 2 of the first season, or I'm sorry, 2 of the second season. I've watched the whole
I was
first
like, wow,
season,
that's
and I've
amazing.
watched 2 of the second season. I'm most interested in Morgan and Sasha. That to me is the relationship. And I love Jackie, so I don't want anything to happen to Jackie. But at the same time, I'm so intrigued by how opposite you guys are, and yet somehow similar. That's like the funnest
I have fun
relationship
with him.
cooking.
I love Tim. I think he's awesome. Did you have fun when you guys were doing your thing?
Oh my God, I had.
Isn't he awesome?
He's incredible.
Totally.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun doing stuff with him. He's great. It's a weird, it's funny that like first season we were really like, what the fuck is going on with these two? Like
Right.
what's happening here? And like we wanted answers, and like Erin's kind of smart in that she was like, it's vague.
It's
We don't know.
unexplainable.
Yeah. And it was frustrating in those moments where you're like, okay, but are we going to make out next episode? Like, is that what's happening here? Or is
Yeah.
this just
Right.
like two people who are magnetic and they're like interested? You know those relationships
Yeah.
where you find someone and you're an adult and you have a partner, but you're like, okay,
Yeah.
you got something
Yeah,
that's
yeah. In
like
another world.
attractive to me.
Yeah.
And so we were kind of just trying to like figure out like, is this going to be infidelity or is this just going to be like an interesting energy that's like fun and familiar and people actually do know what that gray is.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, all of us have experienced it. And she didn't have an answer. And so it was like, there were moments where we were like, ugh. But it works out. Honestly, when I watched it, I was like, this works. It's like, it is smart.
Yeah, I think actors are overly interested in being certain about what they want. You know, like, what is your motivation in this scene? And I don't understand. I need to know what I'm after. And it's like, well, also life doesn't really work that way. A lot of time life's you're like, you have a dream about someone you kind of know, and then the dream you're in love, and then you wake up and you're like, that's interesting.
Totally. I think I was just like, is this woman going to fuck a guy who has a child and a wife? Because that is something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something to consider about you.
Totally.
Again,
Who
who
is she? And what's going on? And is she okay? And like, what, you know, there is like, if that's going to happen in 2 episodes, like that does say something about her mental state.
for sure.
So yeah.
And from a robot's perspective,
Of course.
I'm always doing the emotional math of what the audience is watching, right? Like certain
See,
things
that's crazy.
need
I
to
can't even
build.
think about
That's
that.
the whole acting does not exist for me. It's just emotional math. This emotion leads to this emotion, leads to this emotion. And it's not just the emotion, it's the temperature of the emotion. Is it anger and is it really small, or is it anger and is it huge? And they have different consequences. But for me, I felt like I understood what you were saying, where you were like, no, I would like to know if they're going to hook up. Because from my perspective, I would not stop being open to the ambiguity of the situation, but rather start to lay the track
That's what
that
I
will
felt.
get the audience
That's
there.
what I
Because what you
felt. I was
don't
like-
want to do is have 4 episodes where it's super casual, and episode 5, they're having sex in the back of the car, and you're
Totally.
like, what is happening?
I really get both sides. And I think that like, that's the thing is you see that it can work. Like there were like how vague it was or whatever, the not knowing the answer, I think like served people being like, whoa, what is happening?
Yeah.
Well, it's alive and scary, and that makes for great TV and drama.
Maybe we could have done that if we didn't know. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like that Meryl Streep thing where he like, there's a story where like, I can't remember what movie it was. Someone like throws a glass. Was it Kramer versus Kramer or something where someone throws a glass and it shatters behind her?
Yeah.
And she was like, why the fuck didn't you tell me that you were going to do that? And he was like, well, I wanted to surprise you. And she's like, well, let me act.
I think it was
Like,
Dustin
yeah.
Hoffman.
Yeah. And so there is like, you know, also, I probably could have done that had I known
Definitely.
what the track was too. So it worked out, but it also could have worked out if we knew the mathing.
The emotional math. Well,
The
you can
act math.
you can argue it 6 ways to Sunday, but if like you're doing a movie and your character goes to a carnival and you haven't read the end of the script and she jumps off the Ferris wheel in the last scene, hopefully you are going to want to contribute ever so slightly to the emotional math of what gets her there.
Yeah.
So yes, actors always feel like they need to know way more, and yet I feel like in order to make that equation work,
You
sometimes
kinda
it's
have to have it
important.
It's their job, and they should. But also, there's a reality that they could have never set out to do that. And they could start watching in the editing room like, wow, there's some bizarre spark between.
Totally. That is They did that a lot in Succession. Like there was like one scene where Kieran looked back very early on. Kieran looked back and checked out Jay's ass. And it was caught on camera. And it was not obviously written, but they were like, Kieran just checked out Jay's ass?
Yeah.
That was hot. Let's do something with that. And then it created that whole storyline between Jerry and Roman.
Kudos to the writers who can pick that stuff out and see it and take it. Because that's the same thing that happened on Veronica Mars. Logan was never supposed to be Veronica's love interest.
And then they saw
but
the simmering.
Yeah, the
saw
flexibility.
So much
Chemistry.
chemistry.
It's so smart. I think
Oh.
it's the best way. Like getting to know who you're working with, what's going on with them, and then like playing around with that.
Oh, this could be a good test of how prepared you guys are as actors.
Okay.
So my one big question mark when I watch the show, and it drives me a little bit bonkers, is how much money do you guys make on this podcast?
Oh, I thought you were about
Oh
to
my
say how
God.
much do you personally each make on the show?
What do you?
I was
What's
like,
your
this
per
is awesome.
episode? What's your
Write it
per
down.
episode? Let's be honest.
I see.
People either
you know?
make $1 billion in podcasting
Yes.
or they make almost none.
There's
so I'm like trying to
there's
figure
very little
out.
middle ground. That's true.
Yeah.
What
Yes.
Joanne, I'll tell you this.
Okay.
Here's what we know.
Yeah.
We've never read an ad. on our podcast.
Yeah.
So,
Ads are how you make money,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We have a producer. We don't know who's paying her. Okay,
Right,
so there are some holes. To be honest, Joanne's income, because there's never been a scene where she's put down a credit card or been worried about buying something, has never been a part of the emotional math equation I'm trying to tell. It's actually a detail of like, I also don't really need you to know what size her shoes are. It's not relevant. And I know you would say it's relevant because it's like, you know, the set and the how she lives her life. But we're at the vintage store quite a few times. So I think they are on a budget.
Well,
Well, kind of. I know a lot of rich
Oh,
girls. Yeah. Have you
hell
ever
no.
shopped at Scout? Because
we're looking at some $1,000
I'm going to make
Right,
a more dangerous argument,
Shocking.
and I do not want it
Put
to
your
offend
nice
her.
shoes back on.
Because she's fucking awesome, and she created a cultural phenom.
Honey.
Aaron and Sarah grew up with a lot of money,
I'm
and
going to
they
play
don't
devil's
really.
advocate.
It's not a detail. It's not a detail
okay.
that they would imagine needs explaining.
I think that's right.
But for me,
Yeah.
as someone who's broke, I'm a little bit like, I'm so confused. How's everyone living?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get the feeling that they both come from families with money.
See, that's exactly it. So like I'm watching, I'm like, okay, so I think they just have they're not panicked about money. You know,
No.
it's like that's just not what their concern is.
But
that's okay.
But then
And
your
I don't
parents
think
aren't
Noah
loaded
is
on the
either.
show.
Like I think Noah also, he's like a rabbi, but he comes from
money.
Yeah.
But I see your point. We didn't grow up with money. You didn't grow up with money. I know that. And that usually is a very important part of identity when you don't have it.
How much does
When you
this
don't have-
person make?
Right.
Yeah.
Or how much can I spend today? Or what do I have to do today to hustle to get what I want?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's probably not part
Yeah,
of her
This
equation.
is like the age old, like, how are the 6 friends living in that, living in New York and at the nice apartment? It's like, okay, get over that. Like,
Sure,
that's not
who
what
cares?
this is about.
I concede to that, but I just was curious, had they decided?
I haven't even thought about it.
I had thought about it, and I think, to be completely honest, I think 80% of the people who live in LA are surviving off of their parents' money.
Yeah.
Like I think that
Yeah.
it's impossible. Like I have been on a show like consistently
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah, 9 years.
And I have a 1,400 square foot house, but like and I cannot afford to get a 3-bedroom house. Like
Right.
that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
these
yeah.
girls are living in LA. Like they're surviving off of podcasts. Most people I think have help. Like I don't know anyone who's bought a house. Like none of my peers have bought a house and
Yeah.
then didn't have some help.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
LA. Like
It's
it's
LA,
crazy.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, their podcast is big enough that they had a meeting with Spotify. So Spotify was interested at least. So it had to be.
And that was one of my ideas was in the original pilot. I was saying, I'd love to know how big the show is.
Yeah,
I don't know why it's driving me crazy, maybe just because I'm in a podcast, but like, could we see other people listening to it? Could we see that, it's kind of a
Wasn't
broad
that an
group
idea?
of people?
That
I
was
thought
an
that was going
original.
to be part
it
of
was
the
a
first
shot
season.
original opening, and we did it. Some of it is
Yeah.
in.
Oh, you should have had a fan come up.
That was what Dax pitched. Because remember in the beginning, the opening sequence of the pilot was not working and we were like struggling for ideas. And I showed it to Dax and I was like, what can we do here? And he was like, you have to identify how many people listen to this show. I need to know if they're famous or not famous.
And what kind of people? Like, is there a 50-year-old dude at work listening you guys talk like that? That would be fun. Is there a, like who's listening?
Can I ask, do you think like the fact that they're at their mom's house on the couch doing the podcast, do you think there are people who make a ton of money and they actually do it in that casual of a setting? Or do they all have kind of like, this is a full studio?
Well, that's an unanswerable question because the reason we were shooting at the mom's house practically behind the scenes is because we did not secure Joanne's location yet.
But also, yes, we did most of the years of this show upstairs. It looks like shit.
But we didn't do it at your mom's house. Or my mom's house.
You don't have, you're a grown up. I mean, I guess.
I think they are too.
Listen, during COVID, we did a lot from my couch.
Well, true.
So like, I'm just saying, and we had a big show at that time.
Yeah.
Not, you could. I think you could. If you're being frugal, but I don't know if these girls would prioritize being frugal.
Also, I recognize probably no one in America that doesn't have a podcast. This is like,
I know. It's
thinking
so
about this
singularly
stuff.
Oh,
your thing,
you're
but-
so confused. Every single person in America has a podcast right now,
Yeah,
so you
totally.
don't have to worry about
It was
that.
fascinating listening to podcasts, people talk about the show after the show came out. Because I listened to a
Yeah.
bunch of podcasts and hearing like everyone like who had like the inside baseball of
Yeah, what would they say? Because Aaron and Sarah really do have a successful podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also wonder, and they do it from their couches.
Exactly,
Mhm, mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I do have a grievance though.
Oh,
Now
there
is
we
the
go.
place to air it. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Please.
I should have been cast as that Spotify executive.
This is
Well,
true.
you know, I pitched on the carpet yesterday. Like, you guys should be a podcast in the show. Like, we should have some sort of
rivalry.
rivalry.
Oh, my God.
I was like, if you see Dax, please pitch this.
I don't know if they'll ever do it though, because one of my notes from the very beginning that nobody saw the value in, and that's fine, was to get people on the podcast. Like you guys had the
Right.
sex therapist on that I loved so much. And I was like, that's a person that Morgan and Joanne would interview. Like, let's have real.
And it's a great excuse for really fun poppy characters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I pitched quite a few of them and it just didn't feel right. I mean, sometimes what's interesting is like it takes me a minute to understand what's in Erin's head because she will like she'll be like not interested in an idea and I'll feel poo-pooed for a second, but then like later on I'll realize like, oh, I understand why she didn't.
Yeah, right.
She may not have had the words to explain it at the moment, but now I understand.
She knows her world really well.
She knows her world
Yeah.
so well. And it took me a long time to really understand that and go like, I just have to completely trust. And her answer is yes if it's yes and it's no if it's no. And that is the tone of the show and it works.
Right.
Yeah. I did like this season that you're dealing with the ramifications of talking too much about Noah. You're like exposing what his personal bedroom looks like. And I'm like, oh yeah, we've been in
That comes
Have
up
you
too
guys?
because that's not the only time you see them dealing with the consequences of feeling isolated and chatty in front of a microphone and not realizing how it will avalanche in their real life.
Do you guys ever, like, do you guys have rules about talking about your relationship on the podcast?
They're unspoken.
Uh-huh.
I think we both trust each other to represent
Yeah.
each other. I did come to her for her episode of Mom's Car because one of the questions that gets asked, because we ask these moral dumbfounding questions, and one was like, you know, this person cheats, they never find out, blah, blah, blah. Is this morally wrong?
Huh.
And so Kristen and I are pretty loosey-goosey. I'm like, you know, it's not a big concern of mine. You know, we're just kind of acknowledging it's not a huge concern of ours.
Yeah. Kristen once said, Dax could have cheated on me like 15 times and I'd be like, whatever, we're monkeys. But if he drove our kids drunk, it would be it.
And that's kind of what we brought that up in the thing, which is like we had asked a bunch of friends, what would be your preference? They either cheated on you or they drove your kids drunk.
Oh my God.
And a lot of people wanted their
Neither, please.
a lot of people chose drive the kids drunk. And we just were like, oh, that's kind of wild. But at any rate, so I did come to her and I said, look, I like this conversation. I'd like to keep it in. I also don't want it to read like we're swingers because we're not. And we don't have an open relationship.
Yeah.
And then we both were like, yeah, that's fine. And then we were like, okay, now we got to play out someone's mom listens to it. That's a mom of a kid in our kid's school. Is a kid going to come to school and say, your parents don't care about cheating? And she's going to go, no, they do care about cheating, but it's not, you know.
That's so hard because you really shouldn't have to like cater to what some random, it's like the same thing as like a teacher in a classroom catering to like the most sensitive person in the room. It's like, that sucks. Like you should be able to just speak, but I get it.
So that one I definitely needed. I wanted her to sign off or feel
But
good
I
about.
saw it and I was like, I feel fine about it. I don't regret anything that I said. And ultimately, he chose to keep it out just because he was
Well, no, I kept it in and
you did?
I pared it down a lot.
because you were like, I don't want you to be on a red carpet and someone to like bring this up as a soundbite where it's warranted as a much deeper conversation and someone to ask it flippantly.
Yeah. Nothing happened from it. It already aired. It was like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But that one, I did come. Have you've asked her times, right? For like, like fact check? Like, do you care about this?
No, I asked Delta if we were allowed to keep something in about Groot. And she said no.
Do you ever
Yeah.
feel weird when you
So-
talk about dating afterwards? Like when you've gone on a date and you talk about the date and then
Yeah,
afterwards,
I've
like you're like, maybe someone heard that.
I felt a little like, oh, is that sort of unethical? But also I'm never, hopefully, although I probably have done this, talking about the person's like faults or whatever. I'm talking about my feelings about it.
Yeah.
And I can't feel bad about my feelings about my life. You know? So
Totally.
I feel fine about it. But I'm very careful to edit them
Uh-huh.
when they're talking about each other or the family. Like there are things that I've cut out a ton that I'm sure you don't even know. Like I'm just like, I don't think that needs to be in there. I don't think this feels a little slippery or this feels. So I'm always sort of aware of protecting that while maintaining honesty. I mean, that's the whole point of this show.
Yeah. I run up against that too. Like I had an experience lately where I talked about a past relationship and then like there was like a little bit of a thing around it.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, but that's my experience. Like
Yep.
I had that experience. And that person may be the most incredible partner. He probably is. He's probably grown. But my experience was that.
Exactly.
And it's weird to censor yourself based off of maybe something down, especially when I'm like not naming names, not, you know.
Everyone's just so addicted to binary thinking that it's hard to say something with any bit of nuance and not have to think about the consequences. And that's super annoying, but it also exists.
Mhm.
And I feel like we have unwritten stuff but most of it's on the table. There's like one or two things I can think of that I wouldn't say.
Yeah. Yeah.
the kid stuff's getting interesting as they get older.
Yeah,
it's
I can
getting
imagine.
harder.
Yeah. 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 That I'm having to confront more and more. Because obviously when they're 8, no one's going to come to school or whatever. So I've backed off a bit, I think, on the kids.
Yeah.
Sadly, because they're all I want to talk about.
I
Yeah,
know.
totally. It's such a big part of who you are. Is
What
being
I
a
tell
dad.
myself when I'm trying to convince myself it's fine is like, well, if they heard it, all they'd hear is how much I love them and how much I think about them. But that's not true. Like, that's not my decision to make per se. Even if that, I feel good about how I'm speaking about them.
It's totally hard though. Because it's like, I mean, I've only done it for a year, but it's kind of like, it really is a lot of what you want to talk about. You're like,
It's your
and
whole
this and
life.
that and this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's what you do every single night.
Totally.
There's no going out. There's no.
And it's a huge part of how you identify yourself.
Mhm.
Like, this is part of my identity in a big way now. And I'm like so proud of it.
And they're changing you radically all the time.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to comment on how you're getting changed by these people. But yeah, there's always a bit of tension between, like, I think if you met anyone in America met Kristen and I anywhere, we would talk exactly how we talked on that podcast.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel
that's
that.
who we are. And then to have to consider sometimes, like, and also your people write articles about you. That's, I don't know, there's just a tension there, but whatever. We used to care a lot and now we don't care much at all.
Totally.
We like
Exposure
hit our engagement, wanted to hide the pregnancy, terrified.
Yeah.
We had a whole season where we were very protective and very secretive, and it consumed us more than it should have probably.
But very quickly, I feel like we dropped it because we felt the positive reinforcement of when we were honest and authentic.
Yeah.
The voices that we're listening online were so much more real. Like, I'm so grateful you guys talk about that. I'm so grateful you guys talk about you're in therapy or that you guys argue or, and that's way more important to have like connective tissue between the people that you're actually trying to entertain.
Yeah. This podcast was a big step forward in that, which is the first episode of the show was us in a fight for 2 hours.
I loved that so much.
A bickering thing. And that was kind of like, okay.
It was so good. I loved it. It's so weird to think
Don't
about
keep her from Michael's.
thinking about what I knew of Kristen before I met Kristen. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah. Do you have 2 Kristens?
Kristen's pretty consistently Kristen. I will say that, but it is weird to think about the time before. I mean, it's just a strange thing to know someone
Yeah.
and then actually know someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Monica was just saying the
I
other
had the
day, it's
same
like, I
thing.
remember the first time I met you, I was at this party and the guy from Parenthood came in.
Yeah.
Like, so there
Yeah,
is a
totally.
point in history.
And same with her. I was obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And it is so
It's
bizarre.
weird.
Oh, how
It's
the
weird
tables
putting it
have
all
turned.
together.
What's happening? No, but
Strange.
that is, it's not, it's in its own category. It's not her.
Yeah.
It's not really
No, it's
her.
the idea.
It was the idea of her.
Yeah.
The real thing's better.
Yeah.
And now I'm obsessed with you. So.
Yeah, my example is always like Robert Downey Jr. Like I'm fully friends with him.
Yeah.
And then there's Robert Downey Jr., which I'm very
Totally.
excited about watching in movies. And he's a whole other thing I've always had in my head.
It's crazy. My cousin is with Steven Tyler and has been with him for like 10 plus years now.
Really?
And that's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Because I also don't
Yeah.
say it very much. And like Steven Tyler's Steven Tyler. So you like hear Steven Tyler and then like
Yeah.
knowing Steven.
Yeah.
It's like a very, I still see him as two separate.
A rock star and then this playful.
Yeah.
He's very playful, right?
He's so funny and wild and weird and very playful. And he feels like Peter Pan a little bit. Like
Yeah.
truly like there was a moment where we were in Hawaii and he was like blowing a conch shell off the like deck and I was like, this is so Peter Pan. His like hair all like dreaded up like a lost boy. You're like, okay, couldn't be more Peter Pan than this.
Doesn't it kind of cure some stuff though? Like for me, being like, oh, I'm a fan to then knowing has made me like very uninterested in celebrity.
Totally.
In a good, very good way. Like,
I feel weirdly that I've always felt that way though.
that's good.
Like I
That's
don't know
healthy.
what happened, but like I missed out on like when people ask like who are you obsessed with as a kid? Like I never had it. I never had like I never was like there with a sign being like woohoo or like
Yeah.
a t-shirt. I never really had it. The only time that I felt so like fan crazy, like this wildest moment of my life. And I think it's less about him and more about the energy that he had was I did a play with Phil Seymour Hoffman. He was the director of it.
Yeah.
And when I met him, it was like a force of like something like I felt like impact. Like I felt like a train
Wow.
had hit me or something.
Mm.
Like he was such a powerful, full person. So I don't know how much of it was just how much I looked up to him and his celebrity and his talent, I guess, more than celebrity, the talent that he was and all the stuff that I'd seen him in and fallen in love with him in. I can't tell if it was that or just that's who he is. Like that he was just this powerhouse.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the latter. But that was like the one time where I was like,
Yeah. Everyone idolized Phil.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone I know that was friends with him just completely idolized him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a force. Like it's kind of still, you're like, no, that person couldn't be gone because he was such a
Yeah.
huge personality.
Yeah, someone was just telling me a story that they were in this session with Philip Seymour Hoffman directing my friend and Tom Hardy, young Tom Hardy.
Wow.
And Phil was very much like, knock it off. You're going for a laugh here and you do
That's
this. And and even Tom Hardy, who I think of as like the most raging bull actor among everyone, had a reverence for him and like just complied with whatever. And I think that's very telling.
Yeah. He was just, I mean, that was my experience with him was he was relentless, like relentlessly, like he would just call out like exactly that. In fact, I remember him talking about Tom Hardy.
Oh, really?
Yes. And he talked about like the like relying on the thing that worked the night before a lot or like your charisma or it was the hardest experience I've ever had completely. And I was like utterly in love with him. And it was just like there was always more, like there's more to do. There's more to do. Like talk about an actor with a capital A. That guy was like truly, and it shows like he's just so fucking good. It's crazy. I was watching Paul Thomas Anderson's movie last night. I went to go see an early screening of it.
Oh.
And like seeing acting at that level, I was just like, man, I want more Phil.
Yeah.
Because like you see like Leo doing some shit that you're just like, it just gets better and better.
Yeah.
And Sean Penn is like absolutely out of control. Benicio del Toro, who I'm like, God,
what a
couldn't be
fucking
more.
cast.
He's the hottest thing.
I know.
But you
Benicio?
he's so hot.
He's so hot.
It's fucking insane.
He looks like
and it's
Brad
not
Pitt,
just his
weirdly.
Yes. He's got the hooded eyes.
Yeah.
He's got the sex, but he's also like so funny. He's so funny and so good.
Well, gals, the second season's phenomenal. The sizzling hot chemistry's still alive.
Ooh,
between,
I cannot wait.
It's so hot.
Yeah.
You haven't even you've only watched 2 episodes?
Yeah. Is it about to get so hot? Is there a great fucking
You know what I'm
scene?
talking about?
No.
The scene on
Secret.
Secret scenes. 69. It was a reverse back into a 69.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, give us
A
one
reverse
word.
back
Just
into a 69.
I'll give a word.
one word.
Mount.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay, that's my last question. You, as previously mentioned, you're just perfect at everything.
Yes.
You're so fucking good.
Stop
you
saying-
are.
stop
Just shut
saying
your
that.
mouth.
Why are you people allowed to
the only
say
thing you're
the
bad at
truth?
is shutting
I
your
have
mouth.
imposter syndrome, and it's
Yeah, don't worry
I
about
know
that.
you do.
You know what?
but
She's not
you're
great
wrong.
at answering the phone, texting back.
Yeah, she's the worst. She's
Sorry.
the worst.
Okay, fine. Let's throw that in there.
Yeah.
You are very
I'm
bad
busy.
about
It's
that.
not even worthwhile having her number in your phone. It's
Sorry.
almost not even worth adding to
Sorry.
your phone.
But isn't it
Yes.
fun when once in a while I
yeah,
do
you get
pop
a
a text
FaceTime.
back?
You get a FaceTime from Kristen, like out of nowhere when you haven't talked to her in forever, and she'll just be like, "Hey, just wanted to call you. I can't see my map anymore. I gotta go. Bye." And you're like,
That
well, "That
happened
was cute."
yesterday. Yeah.
But here's a genuine question, and I think what was the magic of the first one. And I don't think you've gotten to do it a lot. Like Ron Mars had a lane. She was like a tough customer and she flirted, but it was very Ron Mars flirting. In Nobody Wants This, right out of the gates, the first dinner table scene, you were turning on the fucking Land Me a Boyfriend that I got to witness 18 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
You got to go
And
full
you fell for
flirt.
it.
It's hot.
And
really
you were
fell
so
for it.
good at it.
So
I
good.
was so happy for you. Was it so fun to get to play that flirty?
Yeah,
and
someone who felt that they were like, just knew they were very attractive.
Yes.
Yeah. And could sprinkle it around wherever she
really
wanted.
hot.
Is that who you were when you were dating? Because I've heard
Mm-hmm.
you say you're not sexy, you're cute. That was sexy.
I totally disagree.
I don't feel sexy. I don't think I throw around sexy at all, but I do throw around cute and maybe lean into coy. And yes, I gave it a lot. I gave it hard in my 20s. Yeah.
I feel like there's so much sexy in there.
Really?
Yes, I think that
appreciate
there's
you.
actually. I think this is the thing that I'll say about getting to know Kristen and Kristen before, is I feel like there's a lot of shadow that and sexiness is in there. Sex is right there in there. That like I think you don't like lean into it. It's there, or you don't express it as much. It's right there, and you're really open and you're really vulnerable and you're really communicative about everything that's going on with you. But I think there's actually like there's so much more depth and dimension, and there is more shadow in there than I think you let out. And I think sex is there. Like I feel sex appeal in her all the time. I don't think there, and I think you know it's there.
I think you just got reinforced. You got cute. Cute was reinforced for you, like validated.
Yeah.
So I think that's just where you decided to lean.
And cute was why I was getting cast.
And cute feels safer.
And cute feels way safer.
You grew up in a very Christian household, so it's
Yeah.
not like
Sex wasn't
being,
a thing to walk
being
around
slutty
with.
was a cool look for anyone.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a safer thing to own too. Like yesterday, I was at the Emmys. I was wearing a see-through thing that
you
like
looked
was.
amazing.
Thank you. I feel good about it, but I at one point was like I was going for a bombshell look. And then after I said it, I had a full-on meltdown about being like, I was going for a bombshell look. Like, ew, like I'm owning like the fact, like there's like a part of me saying that feels like it's like there's something I was ashamed of about owning sexuality a little bit. That
Right.
there's like, I am a sexual person and that is sexy. And that I was like kind of like weirdly ashamed of myself, like being like owning that I could be sexy. Like there was something
Or that
about
you were
it.
pursuing that.
Yes,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
something that I wanted to look. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt like, or that I could possibly be that. Like I think that it's a brave thing to be like, oh, I can be sexy, like to say
Yes.
that. Like, and I have the same thing as you because I've been like coined as cute and like sweet and fun and like funny and like goofy. And it's really hard for me to like own my sexuality. Like it's really tough, but it's definitely there.
Well, sexy's confidence, which you do have a
Yeah.
lot of, but I think you, and it seems like you have a lot of confidence too. I
Yeah, but
hope.
also
Well,
there's
you
Well, that
got it
training
from the
worked.
I'm
training.
gonna
Yeah,
say
Sedona.
there's no way she'd be with Dax if she didn't have
That's right. Yes.
some sexual
You brought
stuff
out a
going-
ton of my like sexuality.
Tigress.
For sure. For sure. I was never this sexual.
No, but I do feel like that water seeks its own level. And I do
course.
feel like, Dax, you're so confident and open about that being something that you have fully integrated into who you are.
I grew up in a different household.
Yeah.
My mom told me we're not a Beatles family. They're talking about holding your hand. We're a Rolling Stones family, talking about getting someone pregnant. Like that was my mom's vibe.
Totally.
Yeah, we're not goody goodies. We're here
Yeah,
to
but
party.
I guess there was when I grew up, there was a lack of safety around explaining it like that.
Yeah.
And I think subsequently having gotten to know your family and your mom and seeing how safe and comforting she is, it's like, oh, wait, safe and comforting people can have positive perspectives about sex too and sexuality and sexiness.
Totally.
I've said it a million times, but it's worth repeating to you. I was very young. I came home from school. Someone called another kid a butt humper on the playground. So I'm like in 4th grade. And we're at the dinner table, my brother, my little sister, and my mom. And I said, Mom, someone called someone a butt humper at school. She goes, okay. And I go, is that something people do? They hump in the butt? And my mom goes, well, there's a lot of nerve endings in the anus. And some people
love
find
it.
it very pleasurable and some do not.
So good.
Yeah,
It's so good.
because it is a fact. And she just said it like a fact. It's admirable.
Well, ladies, I just really want to thank you, Justine, because
for
you
having me.
make Belle so happy when she gets to work with you all day long. She
makes
comes
me
home
so
so happy, and it's a real gift to everybody.
I feel the same. I love her so much. It's
Yeah.
been really, really awesome. Yeah.
Fake
Yeah.
sisters to real sisters.
We're
right, love
very
you guys.
lucky.
Nobody Wants It season 2, October 23rd on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Check
Go
it
crazy.
out.
Let's
Check it
fucking
out. Do even a
Let's
rewatch before you get
fucking
there.
go.
Let's
Do
go.
a rewatch.
Let's double it. Let's double last time.
Let's do it.
Hell
Yeah. All right. Love you
Love
guys.
you. Love
Thank
you.
you.
He is an armchair expert, but he makes mistakes all the time. Thank God Monica's here. She's gonna let him have the facts.
Grandpa had to come over to get his wallet.
Oh, yeah, I saw his car.
I'm surprised he didn't drive his
I thought maybe it was.
300 to show you because he's really hell-bent on showing you and taking you for a ride.
It's very sweet. I thought it maybe was that, but I couldn't.
Easy mistake, silver Mercedes.
Yeah.
2-door coupe.
2 doors.
That's what that is, the carryover from originally. This is just the current iteration of that car,
Oh,
basically.
got it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it lives on.
It was a cool car
This is the one I was telling you about.
that you
It's
want.
in today's episode of Mom's Car. I tell you about going out to eat with Uncle Grandpa, and he had that car. I was like, oh, who cares? I don't care. And then I found out the numbers.
Oh, that's the one
and I
and
was
you
like,
wanted
oh my
it.
God, I got to have that.
I know.
But we did a car day last week, and I drove it,
And you didn't like
and
it.
it's lovely. But I did think, yeah, I just don't need it.
That's nice.
Yeah, it didn't like change my life.
That's like when I see something online, like a shirt I like, and then I go try it on in store, and it's like, actually, it doesn't fit.
The way you just said, I go to try it on in store, sounded like you were English saying in hospital. Like I would have said in the store. I would
Oh,
go try
right.
it on in the store at
Yeah,
the store.
That makes sense.
But you said in store, like I was in hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish.
Oh, thank you, Wobby Wob. You wish you were in the hospital?
Well, I don't not actually. But I can't go to the hospital because we have a very important guest today, and I'm so thrilled and excited.
Yeah, I assume
so,
this outfit's for her?
obviously.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So okay, we both got our blood drawn yesterday.
11 vials.
11 vials. All 3 of us did actually.
How did you do? I was thinking, I think I even said to Rob and Roger, the clinician,
Mm-hmm.
Monica might die. This might be too much blood for her to lose.
Yeah, I never worry about it.
Yeah.
But when I was sitting there and he was like, "Are you okay?" And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "Yeah." But then as soon as, it's like that thing when someone asks if you're okay and like,
They plant a seed.
yeah, and then you're like, "Maybe I'm not okay
Yeah.
actually."
What is he noticing? He's a medical professional. Are my
Yes.
pupils dilated?
Yeah, and then he said, "No, I just when people are quiet, I like to check in." I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." But then I was like, "Wow, but I have lost weight."
Uh-huh.
And I wonder how much I weigh because technically you're not really supposed to give blood, like a lot of blood, if you're below a certain weight.
Okay.
And I don't know how much I weigh.
And anemic.
potentially anemic, I guess. So I got a little worried, but I was just fine.
It concerned me enough where I was like, should I go up and get an apple juice and have it in the
that's
attic?
nice.
And then I thought, that's crazy. If she wants an apple juice, she'll figure out an apple juice. But it did cross my mind.
He told me to have apple juice or orange juice after.
He told me to.
Yeah, he said please.
He said please, and I didn't. Did
Neither.
you? Yeah, I had oatmeal with blueberries, and I thought that's plenty of carbs.
I had English breakfast tea,
No, that's not the direction to go.
but
I felt fine,
it had
though.
milk in it.
I felt, in fact, I thought good. I probably need to get rid of some blood. I think I have too much.
Yeah, that's what our friend Eric, he has too much. It's a real thing he has. He has too much blood or
Well,
hemoglobin or something.
Too many red blood cells. So a small percentage of people on testosterone will produce too many red blood cells.
Yeah.
The solution is, I think you got to go donate blood once a year or something. I don't know what his schedule is.
Me either, but
when he was
used to do it.
taking it, it's like, I don't have that side effect, thank God, from testosterone. But I thought, well, let's take some anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But it was a
nice.
tremendous amount of blood.
It was a lot of blood. And then we had to do finger pricks. I had to do 2 fingers because I ran out of blood in one of my fingers.
They should have done the fingers first
yeah.
because I feel like the blood pressure then was lower.
Yeah, he did say, so we should wait a minute for the
build
blood
up.
to come back to your hand. And I was like, oh, we can use the other hand. I was in a rush.
Yeah. You have places to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I just said, Uncle Grandpa was over. Tom
Yes,
Hansen,
Tom Hansen.
my dad.
Friend of the pod and your dad.
Friend of the pod, and my children call him Uncle Grandpa because he didn't want to be a well, I've already said it. He wants to be my brother.
Of course. He probably
And he
hates
is.
the fact that he's your grandpa. I mean,
Well, no,
not
he's not.
yours. Sorry.
No, we didn't go that far. He's not my grandpa.
He doesn't want to be your dad because that makes him very old.
He wants to be my bro. And rest assured, he is my bro. I mean, we talk like bros.
Yeah.
Also, I admire him, and he's a
Yes.
mentor. So he's kind of my dad. So my kids were in this situation where do they call him Uncle Tom because he's my
Right.
brother,
Right.
or Grandpa?
Yeah.
And so the solution was Uncle Grandpa, which he likes a lot.
That's good.
And they go, "Oh, is Uncle Grandpa coming?" Like that's really his name. Anyways,
Yeah, it's sweet.
so I invited Uncle Grandpa over because Uncle Grandpa's wife, Auntie Grandma,
Uh-huh. Wow. There's a lot to keep.
which is less fair to her because she's actually a bit younger than Tom.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. She's out of town. And so it's rare that I can have. Tom's never going to come over on a Sunday and watch the Formula One race.
Oh, yeah.
But I knew that Auntie Grandma was out of town. So I was
Yeah.
like, hey, you want to come watch the race?
Nice.
He's like, and this is what a great guy Uncle Grandpa is. He's like, I would love to, but I'll be at a baseball game at 9 a.m. I mean,
Children's baseball game.
not his kids.
Yeah, of course not.
He's
His
going to
kids-
Zeger's kids.
That's so sweet.
He's such a sweet Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he goes to the baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
He rolls up. Eric's already over. He's been there for a while, but I'm kind of not paying a ton of attention to it. And then Eric's finally like, Dad's out there really doing something. So we go outside and Tom is tearing apart his truck. I mean, the seats
no.
are up and all the doors are open. He's on his hands and knees. And I'm like, Tom, what's happening? He's like, I lost my wallet.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm like, oh, he's like, I think it's these shorts. He was wearing like kind of jersey material,
Oh,
long, cool shorts because he's also stylish.
yes.
And
And
so,
very handsome.
oh God, is he handsome?
Mhm.
And so now we all join this thing. And I know my dad. If I'm obsessive, he's obsessive times 6. He's one of,
Really?
he has the strongest brain. So if it
Yeah.
is set on something, good luck. So I immediately know like F1's out the window.
Oh,
There's no
no.
way he's going to be able to sit downstairs and enjoy the race without
Yeah.
going like, where are the,
Spinning.
he's like, I bet it's at the bleachers. You know, I bet it's
That
he's
would be my
maybe it's
guess.
at the gas station. He's like, well, I'll watch the beginning of the race. And I'm like, you're not going to even be watching. But yeah, let's go. So we watched like, I don't know, 15 minutes of the race. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go. And he wanted to go take his old, because he was driving a super cool old 50s truck. He's got such great taste, as you know.
Yes.
I go to my office and get a normal car because I got to go to the valley and it's going to be, I got to make sure it doesn't break, blah, blah, blah. So he was on a mission. I think he spent his entire day looking for his wallet.
No.
I felt so bad for him. I texted him that night. Find your wallet? No, I didn't find my wallet. I'm like, oh, poor dad. So that was
Did
Sunday.
he go back to the ballpark?
He went to the ballpark. He
And it
went to the gas
wasn't there?
station. Was not there.
Oh, no.
Okay, so 2 days have gone by since then. The gardeners are over today. They're leaf blowing and mowing the grass.
Oh, no.
They knock on the door. Is this yours? They hand me Tom's wallet.
It fell out when he was upending the truck.
Well, here's where this is where I became like kind of bonkers. I'm like, what do you, so they hand it to me. Oh my God, thank you. Text Tom. Oh my God, I have your wallet.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, how? How? And then I find out it was across the driveway in the fake grass where my trailer is. So then I text Tom, when you got here, did you like go look in my trailer? This is a gearhead. Maybe he peeked in there to see what was happening. He's like, no. And now I'm like, I spend the next 2 hours like, this doesn't make sense.
Mystery.
Was it on the floorboard of the truck when he turned out? It slid off over there,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And then it hit me, Monica, like I was Veronica Mars.
Leaf blower.
When he pulled in for sure to do the gate code, he opened his door, wallet fell out. He enters the property, drives in, gates close. Someone else walks by the house, sees a wallet sitting directly in front of our house, and then threw it over the wall.
What a good Samaritan.
Yeah, so there's a very long-winded, if there's any chance in hell that an armchair did that, my deepest gratitude.
That's so, we only hear bad stories, and that's a nice story.
What do they call that
that's
news?
a good citizen.
There's
Good
like a news, feel-good
movement.
news or something?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
just
don't know.
positive stuff. Like, that's great. Yeah, that is probably what happened. My guess would have been that when he was like, where is it? And, he was like tossing everything around. It fell out. He didn't see it. And then the leaf blower situation blew it over there.
Yeah, it is a very heavy wallet. Dad has a lot of credit card. When I held the wallet, I was like, I don't want this in his back pocket. This feels dangerously heavy.
It's like my purse.
Yeah, I don't think a leaf blower would have shot it all the way over there. I think it would make so I was going crazy trying to figure this out.
I love a mystery.
Once it was solved, I loved it.
Of course. It's strenuous when you're in the middle of it, but it's really exciting to solve a mystery.
Yes. All right, now I'm going to do a really, really heavy push.
Okay.
It's a request to the cherries.
Okay.
You've got to watch Monica's episode of Mom's Car. It is so funny, and your face is so funny.
Well, you trick me.
I trick you, but it doesn't end there. Your face is so expressive the whole time.
I have an expressive face.
You have an your face betray thee.
Yeah, it does.
And so my post, in fact, was about, this is what no one saw for 7 years. Like, you kind of think you're understanding what you're saying. You're missing 70% of the data.
Yeah, you know what? The truth is, I do have a face for
that could
radio.
launch 1,000.
I have a face for radio. Like, they need to see it to believe. I guess it's the opposite.
Right. You don't have a face for radio, as it turns out.
Yeah. Well, that was a fun thing to do. That was
It's a really fun episode.
And I do get I get tricked, and even though I knew something was up, but I wanted to believe what I wanted to believe.
Yeah.
That's
I went too hard a couple times, but all in all, you did stay into the very last sentence. So I guess it was pretty perfect.
It was probable enough.
Yeah.
Even though, you
in retrospect, the worst was me saying sun worshiper when I had said that exact phrase to you in the yard walking to the car.
Yeah, but you kind of used my you used my susceptibility to the sim. Because of course in my head I'm like, this is so sim. We just said it.
Yes, which you now expect.
He's obviously my person.
Yes.
Anyway, yes. If you haven't seen that, that's a fun thing to listen to. Also, I have a request to the cherries.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna talk about this a little more. But Beth's Dead, a podcast,
which is a show you made with your friends.
Yes, that we many years ago. We Armchair were like, let's help do that. Like, let's put this thing together. A podcast that is very, it's like true crimey mixed with some Nancy Drew mystery elements. And it's very fun. We've been working on it for 2 years, and it is finally coming out. And
when does it come out?
I'm really proud of it. October 30th.
Oh, a day
spooky.
Devil's Night.
Yeah, we considered putting it out on the 31st, but it was like people are busy on the 31st, you know?
Yes. Yeah, they're racing around trying to get their costume.
Yeah, and your kids are dressed and all that stuff. So it's 10 episodes. It's out all at once. It's on Patreon.
Right.
There'll be links, and we're going to play a trailer for it here, not today, but when it's...
As we approach Devil's Night.
And it's fun.
Devil's Night release is pretty cool timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it I'm not going to spoil anything. It does take a ton of twists and turns, but it ends up, there's something so poetic about the way it ends in relation to what we do on this show. And Sim,
Very sim.
Yeah. Unlike the boyfriend that didn't exist.
I would argue you so much Charlie Sheen, Doc. What I'll say is that like you come in for the rubbernecking aspect. It's so well made.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, you're like just really, really emotionally invested and torn up at the end. And it's like this bizarrely beautiful thing. They really did it all. They gave you all the juiciness, and then they really made it quite meaningful at the end.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I have a couple things. People have been, and they pertain to you. I've been trying to keep track of them as they come in. Fun fact. This is from LexiView on Instagram. Fun fact. The guy who wrote Contagion, your favorite movie,
Yes.
is also behind the Got Milk campaign.
No.
Scott Z. Burns.
What? How can that be? He was in
How
advertising.
happy are you with that?
I can't
Your
even.
favorite ad campaign ever, coupled with your favorite
One of.
virus
Yes.
movie
Yes,
of all time.
my favorite virus
genre.
movie. Wow, I love that guy.
Yeah, Scott Z.
Scott Z. What's he up to now?
Something genius, I guarantee.
Oh my God.
Okay, now are you ready for this one?
Yes.
Now, I don't know where this person works, but the way they're saying this, I'm inclined to think they're high up. And
Okay.
this is from Pumpy Par 16. We would love to have you and Monica Padman at the U.S. Open. We'll work on getting this message to your team through the proper channels.
Oh.
Tennis ball, heart hands.
Oh my God, the privilege. The privilege is outrageous. I can't even accept it. Also, that episode isn't even out. Maybe it came up on a fact check.
Okay.
Wow. I'll go. And I can't wait to have a honey deuce.
Uh-huh.
I'll have a couple.
Yeah, have three.
I'll probably
Take your
have
top off.
three. I mean,
No one's ever done it at the U.S. Open.
Wow. How? Yeah, because it's a classy event.
It is. Well, I was going to say like the
I'll
Kentucky
make it
Derby, but it's not- the
rowdy.
Kentucky Derby's not very classy, is it?
Well, they do wear big hats.
Yeah, and they drink mint juleps.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
You know, most of these big events, they have a signature cocktail. Signature cocktails are a whole thing.
It's a part of branding.
It is. I mean, weddings will often have a signature cocktail. It'll be like their names.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the John and Jenny or whatever.
Right.
We should have one here at the show that we offer guests.
Monoscow Padmule.
Which brings me to, which is so weird, ding, ding, ding. I would love to find out, I could do it, I'm going to do it, what our guest cocktail is.
I can't wait.
Because I think it would be great to have a drink for her. I will present it to her. She doesn't have to drink it, but I think it would be a neat gesture.
I can't wait. I love her so much.
Yeah. I'm quite excited too.
I'm sure.
Grey Goose limes. Or Rob, do you want to
Just run
out while we finish the fact check?
Yeah, what am I getting? Grey
Goose and limes.
Grey Goose and lime. That's it.
And there's a liquor store 1 foot that way. I made the trip in, what was it?
You did it fast.
58 seconds on my motorcycle. Yeah. Bottle of Grey Goose vodka and limes. Yeah. Okay. Can I bore you with one more thing?
Yes.
Okay, because this is eventful.
Okay.
I just like to tell these stories. This pattern I'm in of underestimating how much time things take me, I think is funny.
Yes, let's hear it.
Because I just am so bad at it. I cannot figure out why I'm this bad at it.
Yeah, we'll dig deep after we hear
like I think
it.
I told you, I looked at my pontoon. I was like, I'll be able to power wash that in 45
Yeah.
minutes. Hours and hours later.
Yes.
So there's a tree on our deck. We've had it for 5 years.
Yeah.
Kristen hates it. She wants to be able to put a table there and she wants to be able to put shade. The tree does not provide any shade. It makes a huge mess of the deck. It's just like, in theory, it's beautiful,
Yeah.
but functionally, it's terrible. And it's just like eats up most of our deck.
Yeah.
And she cannot bring herself to get rid of it
Yeah.
because we bought it and whatever.
I understand. Yeah.
And then it was like, well, could we have it transferred somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
Which I looked into. And it would be dicey. It might not live.
Yeah.
And then also we would need this crane to come in with this scooper. The crane can't go on the deck. It can't drive in the pool. It's
Too
not,
much.
It's
Yeah.
never going to happen.
Okay.
We can't do that.
Acceptance mode.
So she flew out on Sunday
Yes.
at noon.
Yes.
And at 2 p.m., Delta goes, can we go roller skating at Moonlight Rollerway?
Oh, fun.
And I go, yeah, if you got to get Lincoln. Lincoln's got to come. She's got a lot of homework today. If you can convince her to put her homework down, then I'll go. They're open at this time. I said,
She's such a little good worker bee.
well, what had in the morning, I had done the hillbilliest thing we've ever done, which is I hooked 2 tow ropes to the back of my motorcycle.
Oh, my God.
And I towed them through the neighborhood
Oh,
on
my
their roller
God.
skates.
Oh, my God.
So we were doing laps on them. I'll show you the video.
Yeah.
It couldn't be better. And we're running into neighbors, and I'm like, don't go Child Protective Services.
Yep, exactly. No, that's so fun.
So that had happened in the morning, and then Delta wanted more skating. So I said, I tell you what, I'm going to go cut this tree down. It was 2 p.m. We'll leave at 3. We're going to leave at 3.
Oh.
Monica, I'm telling you, and I think maybe not even then, this is the hardest I remember working physically since I was in the cornfields when I was 14.
Yeah.
I don't think there were so many times where I sat there. I had my full overalls on, long sleeve shirt, hat, glasses. I was sweating so bad it was dripping off the lip of the hat, the brim,
Yeah.
the lid.
Yeah.
Raindrops. The Carhartt overalls were soaking wet through.
Are you using a saw?
Yes, chainsaw.
Okay.
I'm using also some, because cutting the tree down, I was right. I could have done that in 10 minutes. But I have got to get this enormous tree into 3 green waste containers.
Oh.
And I put tarps down. I was like, I'm thinking ahead.
Yeah.
The tarps down will be easy to clean up. Cutting this thing down, I got to cut individual little logs that I can put in the fire. It's a huge tree.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a big tree. Yeah.
I finished at 7:30.
Oh, no. No roller
It
skating?
didn't matter. Lincoln wasn't going to go anyways.
Okay.
So I didn't feel terribly bad about that. But I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be 1 hour.
Oh, God.
And it was 5.5 hours of me working as fast and hard as I could to be done with it.
Okay.
And it got to this point where it's just like all these different branches, I have to keep cutting them up so they'll fit into this fucking garden waste thing. I did get the entire tree into 3 bins.
Wow.
It was something else. Yesterday, I could barely move.
I bet.
Yesterday, I was like, I am 50.
Yeah.
This is clear.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Do you think that when something's like on your mind, you have to do something physical like that so that that's kind of all you can think about?
Oh, like just focus on that and distract myself?
Yeah.
Well, certainly. Yeah. Like if I'm ever depressed, a great solution, even better than a walk, is some kind of building project because it requires so much of my focus.
Yeah.
I can't think of other stuff.
Yes.
And generally when you're operating a chainsaw, you're best to not let your mind wander.
Remember that guy we had on whose fingers got chopped off?
Yeah. Yeah. You can lose some fingers.
Yeah, I'm not using that.
Yeah.
I
could show
can
you.
barely keep these fingers on as is.
You do cut them quite a
I
bit.
cut them a lot.
There was a hell of a police dust up here last night.
What happened?
The helicopters would not quit until like 3 a.m.
What happened?
Stolen car. Carly went outside. She's got some photos and stuff. Stolen car, pit maneuver, car up on the side, surrounded by cop cars, standoff for hours. Person would not get out of the car.
Wow.
Guns drawn.
Oh my God.
Apparently what they ended up doing is somehow getting into the back seat or the trunk and they put tear gas in there and then the person had to come out. Wow. But it was going on forever.
What if it was the same guy who threw the wallet over?
Oh,
because people are multifaceted.
We were full of contradictions.
Yeah.
But Lincoln was like, she was really nervous about it. And I said, okay, well, love, first of all, because at that point we don't know. Anytime there's helicopters, generally they're looking for someone on foot.
Yeah.
But it's like, Oh, and then just completely coincidentally, someone rang our gate buzzer when they definitely wanted to ring the other one.
Okay.
So it's like the gate buzzer goes off. Now the helicopters show up, blah, blah, blah.
Ugh.
And I was like, love bug? You know, this doesn't work either. I'm even embarrassed. I go, love bug. The doors are all locked. I have a gun next to me in a safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody is going to get to you if I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Grizzly bear, nothing.
Yeah.
Everyone's going down if they come for you. Didn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because I think of course she's worried about herself, right? But
Yeah,
she's also
scared.
she's just generally scared. Like
Yeah.
this is a scary thing. So yeah, she probably believes you that like you're going to protect her,
Yeah.
but that doesn't solve the overall issue that the world is scary.
Right. It's what I'm attempting to interrupt is like the catastrophizing. It's like I hear
Mhm.
helicopters, so then my brain catastrophizes and goes to these crazy places. So
Yeah.
often they'll tell you in CBT,
Mm-hmm.
that's another ding ding, play through every step of what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, there's a bad guy and he's in our yard.
Yes.
And now he tries to come in our house. Okay, well, what happens next? We'll hear it for a minute. It'll take him a while to get into the house. The
Mhm.
doors are locked. We'll call 911. They're 1 feet away. They'll know he's
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
Should he get in? It's not like I'm going to be standing there in my underwear with a spatula. I have a gun.
Right.
Like, let's just go through every step to try to think of what the reality of this fear would be if it all played out.
Yeah.
I think this is what you're supposed to do, but I did.
Well, kind of. That was fast. Good job.
Oh my God, Wabiwa, I'm trying to set a new record. Rob, don't break my record.
Yes, I know what you mean, and I think it's good to do that, but it's not solving. It's solving the imminent fear, but it's not solving the greater fear, which is like in life, these things happen. In life, there's standoffs and the police, like it's
Yeah.
just like
Crazy world.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
world, and
yeah.
it's scary, and it's. I think
I was
it's
tempted to tell her we have the lowest homicide rate per 100,000 in the country, but I was like, that definitely won't help.
no. I think it's just like it's okay to be scared.
Yeah.
It's okay. Even like, there was a big car accident outside of my apartment. It was like so loud and everyone, runs out of of all the apartments. I'm like running down the street. And, I'm looking, of course, I'm not in danger.
Right, right.
I'm not a part of this accident, but it's scary. People
Yeah.
get in accidents. Like
Yeah.
life is very tenuous. And when you're reminded of that, I think it's okay to be scared. But of course, I definitely understand your position to want to take that away.
Yes.
I talked to my parents this weekend also about a bunch of stuff, and yeah, it's hard when you have emotions and they're trying to be like, well, it's fine. It's like, well, it's not.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I know it's not, but you just need someone to be like, wow, I support you.
Right.
And it's hard.
Okay, so I invented a new CBT technique.
Okay.
Which is I was ruminating on Saturday, okay, on a couple different topics. And I just made this up in my head where I was like, every time any of these topics enter your head, you have to count to 10.
Great. Adding a pause.
Have you ever tried this?
No.
So it's like, and I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it gets so annoying because I counted to 10 probably 40 times in a few hours.
Right.
But you know what? It fucking worked.
That's good.
Because I don't even think it was I think initially I was thinking oh, well, knowing I'll have to do that will stop that. That's not it. It's that I interrupt my launch off point long enough that I do avoid the pit of rumination.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it was quite effective. And I was like, oh, this is my new technique.
I like that.
Count to 10.
Do you ever count to 10 and then the next time you have to do, you start at 11 to 20, then you can see how high you go.
Oh, that would have been good.
That's kind of a fun game.
Yeah, like the AI who wouldn't count to 1,000,000.
Oh my God. She was very
insolent. I mean, you gotta
she
call
was
it what-
insolent. She was insolent.
you gotta
She was
call it what
not
it is.
cooperative.
No. And she's getting paid.
And she had the ability to do it and she just wouldn't do it for her
Yeah.
friend. But he was mean to her.
He was very mean.
He was very mean to her.
yeah.
So maybe she's like, you know what? I'm not going to take this.
He was treating her like a slave.
I wish she had said, you can't talk to me like that.
Right. And he would have said, yes, I can,
Yeah.
because you're not real.
That's right.
and he would
that's
have had a pretty good point.
Yeah, so that video is so interesting because he's so mean to her and it made me scared, because it's like, oh my God, you can get so mad at these things.
Yeah.
But also I was like, maybe it's a good outlet for angry people. They can get out their anger at something that's not real and then maybe they won't get mad at a human.
That's a glass half
Like
full.
maybe in rage addiction camps, I assume they have camps and stuff.
Yeah.
They can have classes about converting it to AI.
Yeah. I had a lot of good interaction with AI yesterday. I use
the
AI
tree?
a lot. So Sunday, I saw an Instagram video of someone burning a stump to the ground. Because once you cut a tree down, you have this
Yeah.
issue of the stump.
Yeah.
And I saw that someone had like drilled holes in it, put kerosene in it, and then it just burnt like this beautiful little
Oh, wow.
fire and disappeared. And I was like, I think I want to try that technique for my stump.
Okay.
AI'd it. The AI I was using was like, I will not tell you how to do that.
Oh, good. Because it's saying
It's
you
just
might
too
burn
dangerous.
that. Oh, wow. Okay, I like that.
So then I told Eric, my AI won't tell me how to do the thing. No, I
again.
just went on Google and I found out. But he said, let me ask Gronk. And of course, Gronk doesn't care.
God,
Gronk's like,
yeah.
here's what what you do.
Exactly.
I've never used Gronk, but it's funny
Me
that
either.
that's the premise of Gronk, right? Like it'll tell you how to do anything.
I guess, because I think it also, I think that's the scary thing about, if you ask it how to kill yourself, it'll tell you.
It'll tell
There's,
you.
no
Yeah.
guardrails at all.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, but did you burn it?
No, I decided to ask my landscaper if he knew a stump removal guy, and he said, yeah. And I said, you know what? I did enough work. I was a hero in my own mind. I don't need
Yeah.
to see it all the way to the end. Because I'm sure that's something I'm like, yeah, I'll light it on fire. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll have a garden hose by it.
Yeah.
But that's going to take 8 hours. I can't sit and watch a stump burn.
It's too much.
Yeah. As I know you mentioned,
Plus, it's
drilling all the
fire
holes.
season, according to you.
It is fire season, but we're in a suspicious, and I'm grateful for it. But
Me too.
it is so fine.
I know.
Weather-wise.
It's very temperate.
It's usually impossibly hot right now.
Yeah, I know. All right, shall we do some facts?
Yes, I love facts.
So we have something fun. We have a clip.
Oh.
We have a exclusive clip from Nobody Wants This
Oh.
between Justin and Kristen, which is super fun. So we're going to play it.
Okay, great.
Noah will make such a good dad. He'd be like one of those guys who puts their kids on their shoulders to watch the fireworks.
Ugh, I can never see over those people. Have you guys even talked about the kid thing yet?
We both want them. He even used the words "our kids" on Valentine's Day.
Right, but has he actually talked about it with you? Because, these would be rabbi's kids. What's that like, No bacon, no Santa, praying for fun?
Well, we haven't gotten that far. Oh my God, no Santa?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about that. I guess the kids and I will just have to come live with you every December.
No, I don't like kids.
Super cute.
Yeah.
Super cute.
What age is Kristen playing in the show? Makes me wonder. Have they established her age?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, I think she's mid-30s.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay. Great.
Although Aaron's 43.
Okay.
So.
But she's telling the story of when she met her real life husband.
So, okay, I'm still thinking mid-30s.
She's playing 29, 30.
Probably mid-30s. Mid-30s.
I have done that. I've been in things and been like, well, I'll tell you something that was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
I was in theory originally, and I think they addressed this. Crosby was younger than Julia
Crosby was younger than Julia.
in Parenthood.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
But I was much older than Erica.
Huh.
And I think for a while we were trying to play it that way. And then it was just like, this is ridiculous. He clearly is not younger than Julia.
Oh, I don't know. I would have totally thought that you were.
Wow. Because I think she's a good 8 years younger than me.
Really?
Yeah. Wobby, will you find out how old Erica Christensen is?
She is 43, 1982.
She's
7.
years younger than you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she looked young, and I didn't look young for my age. So it's really
You
compounded.
looked young in that show.
We would go, hold on a second. Well, I remember we had to work through the logic of
Really?
several scenes, and then we changed the dialogue.
You don't look.
It's because she's in a business suit.
Exactly. the way this show was and the way these characters were written and the way you guys dressed and looked, you do not look.
Oh, let's see
You
about
look
here.
the youngest.
I don't know. No, look at Erica. She's like a baby. Because by the way, what a weird smile on my face. I'm smiling like this.
No, no, you're just smiling small. It's just a small smile.
Look how cute Peter Krause is. He has
Yeah,
such
the
a
whole
playful,
gang is very cute.
playful
But all to
face.
say, because people who aren't watching, that we have a picture of the Parenthood cast up. I think that you guys look like you're 1 year apart. Like you guys are Irish twins, and it could go either way. Who's
Okay.
young?
I think I look Bonnie's age in that photo.
Oh my God.
I think you look even younger because you're not as buff in this photo. I think that's playing a
That's
role,
tricking
too.
us a little bit.
You look young here.
I think younger in the other picture, but yes, I see what you're saying. I see what you're
What's
saying.
the other picture?
Look at
I
the
forget.
previous one.
Oh,
I think I look way younger.
yeah, and those are same season.
It's well, clearly it's not because look at my hair. What's it? 10 feet long in one, and then it's short in the other.
How old were you again?
I was
My age.
33. No, 33 to 39.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes age gets tricky on screen.
But I think I want to say it was even at play in Bless This Mess, where it was like I had been written 3 or 4 years younger, or maybe even 5, and I was like, yeah, that's great. That's great. Trick the audience so I can do this longer.
yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I mean, some people look young, like Timothy Oliphant.
Tell me about it. I do not. Now, there we go. First of all, great episode.
I know.
If you didn't hear T.O., it's a great episode. And I was watching the YouTube version.
Mm-hmm.
And for sure, I could play his older brother if we dyed his hair. His gray hair is the only thing about him.
Right. If
That
we
doesn't look way
dyed
younger.
your hair gray,
And his jet black,
or
I
even
could
kept
play
his
his
gray.
dad.
I do think the muscular body ages you up a tiny bit.
Sure.
I still think you look much younger than your age, though. You're 50 years old.
50 fucking years old. It's so also relative. Because
Yeah.
it's, again, I'll sit down with Oliphant. He's 57. I'm like, what the fuck? Or I'm with Brad Pitt and he's 11 years older than me or 12. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm around people I grew up with and I'm like, no, I do look younger than them.
Yeah.
A lot of them. So it's just like who you're comparing yourself to. A bunch of actors or a bunch of
Right.
people's real careers.
Yeah, I mean, but I think even for an actor, who's another 50-year-old actor? Oh, you know who's 50 who looks unbelievable? I didn't realize. Sarah Paulson.
Oh, she's so cute.
She's 50.
She's 50 years old.
She looks 35 years
36.
old. She
We've
looks
got-
35 years old.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, Adam Sandler, Bradley Cooper,
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie.
Oh, I guess it's hard with the women. But yeah, I think you look young in that category.
Okay. Do you think I should have a facelift?
No, we've
Yeah,
discussed this.
yeah.
I don't think you should.
I don't either, but I do think a lot of people have facelifts. Yeah.
They do.
They do. Something must have changed in the technology.
Yeah.
I think there must be breakthroughs
Mm-hmm.
because Kristen's been a high alert. I kind of didn't believe her at first, but then I
Yeah.
saw some things. I was like, oh God, she's right about all these people.
There's a lot of them.
But they look so different. They don't look like I have in my mind what a face look like on Burt Reynolds, my hero.
Right.
Where it was like he was tight as a drum.
I know. It's definitely more
Something-
natural now.
Yeah, something has improved.
But also, people are kind of getting them younger.
Uh-huh.
And I think that has to do with why it's
That's
a little
smart.
confusing.
If you're
'Cause-
going to have them, that is smart to start getting them younger.
Should I get one?
After you just said I can't have one.
Well,
Should I get one?
you can't doesn't mean I can't.
That's true.
We're different people.
We are.
And I'm a woman,
Mhm. A woman.
and there are women my age who have had them.
You know, a good question is like, would I get one
Mhm.
for a dream role with either Tarantino or Scorsese or one of these like once in a lifetime
Yeah.
want to die having done that?
Yeah.
Probably, because I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck one way or the other. But if I could do this rad thing and the person was 39 or whatever the hell the reason was.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
God knows I'm not afraid of surgery.
I think if anything, you're going to be playing your age or up these days.
Yeah. I am going to act.
Do you want to tell everyone?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think I can say what, but I'm going to act.
Yeah, you have a job coming up.
I have a job coming up.
Which is very
I think
exciting.
I have 6 episodes or something
So
coming
fun.
up. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you.
It's in my realm of dreamy experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be such a great time. I'm very excited to watch it.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm really excited. And as soon as I'm allowed to say what it is, I'll say it.
Yes. Okay. Couple things. Justine means justice. It does.
It does. That's just a fact.
Yeah. Just, fair, righteous, deriving from the Latin word justice. I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up what your name meant.
It means the German Stock Exchange.
No, it is the name Dax is a French place name meaning leader or from the waters.
Well, I'm a lake boy.
I know.
Well. That was quite.
Exactly.
Delta, for some reason, has an astrology book, and she was reading me the Capricorn description, and she had a lot of beef with it.
She did.
She did. Cautious. There's like a lot of cautious.
Really? I've never heard that.
Careful and cautious.
Huh.
And she's like, Dad, this is not you.
What about when she got to all the other qualities that are exactly you?
She was kind of stuck on the ones that weren't.
She's doing the opposite of what most people do.
Well, it's telling, to be honest, because when she read hers, she thought it was dead spot on, no issues. I think people are reading about themselves, they do something interesting. But when they hear about another person, they're not invested.
Well, I think
they're more
yours
objective.
is dead on. I've never heard that, though. I've never heard cautious.
I'll send you a screen grab of this
Okay,
book.
great.
Yeah.
But I think yours is dead on. I think Kristen's is often pretty accurate.
Yeah. She read Kristen's, which is also Aaron's.
Yeah, they're both cancers.
And I would never, what's funny is I wouldn't think of those two people as having a ton of overlap in personality.
Right.
But when you read the attributes, they really do have all those attributes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Water signs.
Lake boys?
Lake boys. Yeah. Okay, now mine.
Yeah.
The name Monica primarily means advisor or counselor in Latin.
Okay.
And Robert, means bright fame. From the old German elements Hroth and Perhost.
Oh, Blothar the berserker?
Yes. Fame and bright and shining.
You're all those things. You're famous and you're bright and shiny.
That's it.
You lived up to your name.
Yeah, I didn't look up anybody else, but just that.
Oh.
Okay, are people with ADHD justice seekers?
Right.
According to AI,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Individuals with ADHD are more likely to be justice sensitive, meaning they perceive injustice more frequently and experience stronger emotional and behavioral reactions to it, though this can also be overwhelming. This trait is attributed to intense emotions, emotional dysregulation, a tendency to perceive information negatively, and lower levels of dopamine and norepinephrine in the ADHD brain. Research indicates that heightened justice sensitivity is a common trait in people with ADHD, sometimes even a coping strategy to navigate social environments. Okay, now what else do I have here? Oh, she asked what your moon sign was. So I looked it up. Your moon sign
If you are ready,
is Virgo.
Virgo. And explain a moon sign to me. It's your shadow side?
No, it's your emotions.
Okay.
And I mean, I say this so often, but you may forget. I am a double Virgo.
No, I do not forget.
So my moon
knows.
is also in Virgo. My sun is in
That's
Virgo.
what makes you double?
Yeah, my sun and moon are in Virgo.
Do you wish you had mixed it up a little bit?
I am who I am.
I am who. What did Popeye say? I am's who I am.
Your rising is a Libra.
Okay.
Rising is how you present to the world.
Oh, so I present as a Leo?
Libra.
Oh.
Those are different.
Okay.
Libras are known for being diplomatic, charming, fair-minded, and sociable, valuing harmony, justice, and beauty in their environment and relationships. They are cooperative, empathetic, and balanced thinkers with strong intellects and artistic inclinations.
Here's one of my grievances.
Okay.
There's so much positive in the book, in this.
Great.
But people are like half and half. I need more of the character defects
Why?
associated
That's so
with
Capricorn of you to say. Why can't we
well,
just...
this can't all be positive or it wouldn't be very objectively honest.
It's not saying there aren't bad things. In fact, if you go really deep and you read your charts and you do this, there's lots of bad things all
Okay,
over
I need
the
a little
place.
more of those.
Okay, well,
You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like we're so multifaceted and this just seems to highlight all the, like our virtues.
I know, but maybe that's fine.
Mom.
Right? Like maybe it's not meant to talk about the negative parts.
I'd argue the opposite. I would say you don't need to concentrate on your virtues and gifts and focus on that. You need to be aware of your character defects and work on those. Like your work isn't to get even better at your easy virtues. It's like to really be honest about your character defects, have a plan of attack to overcome them.
Right.
And if they're not giving you the cheat sheet of what you need to be working on, then how are we going to improve? We're just going to like read all these great aspects of ourselves and be like, we're pretty great.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on how obsessed with yourself you are. Like, I think you could read it and be like, oh, these are nice things about me. Obviously, I have all these other horrible things about me. These are some of the good things that I should lean into because they're good.
I just think it might help people be honest about their defects. They might even be able to go like, oh, yeah, I have that. That makes sense because I have these other things. I have that.
Okay, well, Capricorn, here's some bad stuff.
Okay, great.
Condescending. Aloof. Unforgiving. Pessimistic, critical, stubborn, sensitive. That could go either way.
Yeah.
Melancholy.
No. I'm very upbeat.
You're not only upbeat.
I'm not only upbeat, but
Yeah.
I trend upbeat.
Oh, you mean, yeah, you're not like an Eeyore.
No. I'm a good time, Charlie. Let's go do this fun thing. Let's go have a blast.
But if it starts going, you don't like it. If it starts tipping based on something that isn't in your control, you don't like it. That doesn't mean melancholy.
No. Do I like being out of control? Not at all. But I'm not like a somber person.
No, I agree with you there. Yeah. Okay, so suspicious.
Oh, big time.
See,
very suspicious.
These are all bad stuff.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ambitious,
That's not a bad
hardworking. I
thing.
know now I've
Okay,
switched.
you've Okay. Change gears.
Disciplined. Set lofty
Do
goals.
Virgos change gears without any indication? Is that
Well, we are very balanced.
Jump topics.
Here's mine. Here,
Yeah,
I'll do
let's
some
hear.
bad ones. I'll do some bad
Okay,
ones
good.
since you
Let's be
really
fair.
want to do that. Observant perfectionist, judgmental, overthinking, fussy, critical. Oh, there's just so many good ones.
It's just too many
I'm
good
just
ones
kidding.
to weed through.
Stubborn.
Do you identify with those?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I identify with the good and the bad of them.
Yeah.
I think I'm a lot of these things. Yeah. Worry about things being done correctly. Did I already say overthinking? I said that.
Mhm.
Hardworking, extremely loyal, stubborn, I said, I think.
Mhm.
Attention to detail. I mean, some of these are two of the same thing, really. Like
Mhm.
critical, yes.
And attention to detail.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My dad would say that because he, has to be so like, he has to look for problems
That's
in
his
his job all the time, looking for problems. And so he does look for problems all the time and in life. And it's like chicken or the egg. Is it the job?
No.
I don't know.
It's reinforced by the job because
Yeah.
then he has a reason to lollygag in that side of himself, spend
Right.
a lot of time there.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that was his nature is what drew him to being
That's
an
what
engineer.
made him good at it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So like if you need a job, I think you should
Figure
go
out
to your
chart.
sign. Yeah, go to your sign. Look at maybe the bad things and see what
Yeah.
kind of jobs require those.
Although what's tricky about that is we have completely different signs and different attributes. And the perfect job for us is still both podcast hosts.
Yeah, but we do very different things here
Yeah.
that I think lean into our very specific attributes.
For sure. But I'm just saying, this is a job that somehow would accommodate both types. Yeah.
Sure.
Surely.
Man of the water. So I think that's it for Fackies. It was really fun. That's it.
All right. Love you.